The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into P.O. Faulkner Park. It is the home of Martinsburg High School Bulldogs baseball, and on a beautiful, sunny Tuesday afternoon, it is the site for the opener of the AAA Region 2 Section 1 tournament as the Bulldogs come in the number 2 seed, entertaining the 3 seed in the Musselman Appleman. For Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford. Donald Kinney is running our TV 10 camera. Sherry Dieter Davis will be doing our on-site producing, and our engineer at the studio is Colin McLaughlin. Well, Matt, the postseason is here. We'll talk about the records and how these teams have been playing coming in, but frankly, both of these teams are 0-0 when you consider what this means.
Most coaches in basketball and in baseball at the high school level around the Mountain State will refer to this as the season that matters. The regular season, you're playing for seeding, and you're playing to get better. So, yes, it is important, but this is the season that matters. You come in, and if you win, you advance. If you lose, you live to see another day with the first loss, but then it becomes an elimination game after that. This is the season that matters. This is when you have to play your best baseball, so hopefully you're prepared, and the regular season has prepared you for what should be a very exciting sectional round of this tournament. I know Martinsburg is coming in after talking with Coach Byler last week, probably with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They thought they played well enough in the back half of the season to get the number 1 seed in the section. That went to Hedgesville, and for Musselman, they have been the Cinderella story, if you will, the last couple of postseasons after not having won last year, the 2 previous seasons, where they got wins over the number 1 overall team in the section. So they're trying to keep that streak going of surviving and advancing and being that Cinderella story. So it should be a good game today, and looking forward to 2 more tomorrow.
All right, let's look at where these teams are coming into the postseason tournament. The Bulldogs, the home team, at 18 wins, 6 losses. And, Matt, they have been red hot. 12 wins in their last 13 games, 16 over the course of their last 18 after a bit of a sluggish start, 2-4 through their first 6 games. And they have played very well as this season has gone along.
Yeah, they have. They've gotten better as the season's gone on, and again with that little bit of chip on their shoulder, if you will, coming into the game. But looking at how young this team was and inexperienced this team was coming into the year, you didn't know what you were going to get, and they have slowly gotten better as the season has gone on and slowly figured out who's going where, what their pitching rotation is going to look like, and it's shown in the last 15 to 20 games.
Meanwhile, for the Musselman Appleman, 10 wins, 14 losses on the season, coming off of a victory their last time out, albeit that was 1 week ago. The rainy weather of last week really hampering teams from being able to get on the field in a game situation. They had dropped 3 straight prior to getting that 11-1 victory against Frankfort. But, Matt, when you break it down over the last 10 games, they're an even 500. 5 wins, 5 losses, and we've seen this team. They are certainly capable of getting it done.
And it's really what they do at the plate. We've seen them hit the ball all over the ballpark at certain points this year, but you look at the early to mid part of the month of May, and they just flat out struggled to hit the baseball. They were not hitting 1 through 9, but you look at some of the numbers up and down the lineup, clearly that has changed as they've got Blake Hartman hitting over 400 at 450, Jacob Miller hitting at a 412 clip, and now the top of that lineup all the way through is hitting the ball more consistently than what we may have seen a couple weeks ago.
Well, there it is. That's your matchup. The Martinsburg Bulldogs at 18-6 playing host to the Musselman Applemen. They are 10-14. And before we take our first break, Matt, we should talk about a game that will take place this evening. We won't be able to bring anybody that broadcast as we'll have the Martinsburg High School graduation on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. This is the 2-3 game in the 1-4 matchup tonight. Hedgesville host Spring Mills, and you would look for Hedgesville to get that victory when we look at what we've seen throughout the course of the year. But hey, again, when the right guy's on the mound, we've seen Spring Mills be extremely competitive.
The issue with Spring Mills is they just can't hit the baseball. They strike out an awful lot, and they're a young baseball team. They're putting those building blocks in for the next couple of years, and it should pay dividends over the next couple of years. But, yeah, I'm with you. I think Hedgesville being the number 1 seed in the section, they're clearly the favorites. And for Spring Mills, this would be a major upset, I think, if they get the win tonight.
And, again, that game tonight will take place at Hedgesville, and we understand that will be the regular 7 p.m. first pitch. All right, let's take a break. A 1-minute timeout. On the other side, we'll hear from both head coaches as we continue to preview this matchup. It's Martinsburg hosting Musselman in West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
We welcome you back into P.O. Faulkner Park, getting ready for this playoff opener between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Musselman Applemen. Time to hear from both head coaches. We'll start with Aaron Byler in his 4th of season, 3rd on the field, leading these Bulldogs, coming in at 18 wins and 6 losses. We talked about getting the postseason underway.
You know, we're excited for playing the sectional tournament, and like you said, the second season, so to say, and I think our kids are ready. They're excited for the day game, a little unlike me, as we talked about before, but I think they're up for the task. I think they're excited for the opportunity.
When you look at the last week of the regular season, you didn't get on the field quite the way you were hoping to because of the weather. Is that a concern in any way?
Yeah, and I think it showed yesterday at practice a little bit that we hadn't been on the field, but hopefully the way yesterday in practice. You like to play this time of year, but the weather didn't allow for that on Friday, and we can't have that be an excuse today.
How do you look to set up your pitching rotation? Always key as to, who's going to get those starts in these tournament situations.
We're going to go in order that we've been all year, and that's 1 through till we run out. And Caleb Edwards has been kind of the Friday night guy for us this year. He's going to get the ball tonight. And we're going to just go from there and throw every guy as we have to. You have to win. There is no tomorrow. So you have to throw your guys today and see what happens tomorrow if you're fortunate enough to get there.
2 regular season matchups against Musselman, and you get the win in both of those. What do you take out of those meetings?
I think you got to throw them out the window. I think Musselman's a lot different team. We were looking at their lineup from the time we beat them 15-2. Compared to the time we beat them 5-4 and just their last game yesterday against Frankfort, and the lineup's been completely different all 3 times, and I think they're playing a lot better now than they were before.
Coach, good luck.
Thanks, Matt.
There you go, hearing from Aaron Byler, head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Let's turn our attention now to the Musselman Appleman in his 3rd season with the program. 2nd on the field, head coach Josh Hartman. The Appleman coming in at 10-14. And as we talked with Coach Hartman, we got it started by just asking how excited he and his team are, ready to get into the postseason.
Everything today is fresh for everybody. These are the games that matter. You played all year to prepare for this stuff, and we're excited to go in today. And it's a win or go home situation if you lose 2. So today's a big one for us. We're excited to go against Martinsburg today.
Beautiful day for baseball. Do you like the day game?
I would do a day game. We were just talking about coming through. I would do a day game every single game. I love the daytime atmosphere. I do.
Last week, there was an awful lot of weather. You didn't necessarily get on the field the way that you wanted to. Are you concerned at all coming into this one because of that?
Well, you do want to get game reps in. I think last week five games of ours got washed out because of the rain, but we had good practice. We had good simulation stuff that we were able to do, and that works out for both teams, though. Nobody was able to get on the field up here this week, so we are excited to get out there and get that game action today, especially one as meaningful as today.
2 regular season matchups with Martinsburg. A third one did get rained out. What do you take out of those games as you head into this one?
Well, obviously, I think they have the upper hand on us with that. Confidence-wise, they beat us twice, and once again, these are the games that count now. So whatever happened in those games is in the past. Like I said, we're excited to be going against those guys today. Seeing Caleb again for the third time, so hopefully this time we'll be able to figure him out a little bit.
All right, you guys, your program has a little bit of a reputation in this sectional tournament for knocking some teams off that maybe you're an underdog. How do you do it?
We do go in as underdogs all the time. I mean, our record is never what you want it to be going into these things, it seems like, but the kids just play with more confidence going into this. I don't know what it is. It's more relaxed, no pressure on us, the type of situations, how they treat it. So going into today, the kids are loose, relaxed. Yesterday's practice was probably the most fun I've seen them have all year in practice. So pressure's not really on us right now, so they're loose and ready to roll.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Matt.
And there you hear from Josh Hartman, head coach of the Musselman Applemen. Both of these coaches understanding, Matt, as we even talked about in the very beginning, the idea, look, it's everybody 0-0. Now is when you've got to go out and get it done, and we'll see which team gets it done in this one.
Yeah, and again, it's a 2-3 matchup. This is theoretically supposed to be your best opening round matchup. You look at in every single tournament style setting like this, there's always the 8-9 matchup in March Madness or the 2-3 matchup like this, and theoretically those should be the best games. It's the 2 closest match teams throughout the regular season, so I don't see this any different. And as you talked about with Coach Hartman, we talked about earlier, Musselman has the reputation of pulling those upsets, so it wouldn't be out of the question here this afternoon.
The 2 teams have wrapped up their infield warm-ups, and the players and coaches for Martinsburg beginning to get the field ready to go. As they do, we'll take another 1-minute timeout on the other side of the break. A little more of a preview of this matchup. We'll get into the starting lineups as well. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
We welcome you back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. Donald Kinney on our camera today. Sherry Dieter Davis, our on-site producer. It was on the 8th of May, and Martinsburg right here scored a 5-4 victory. Again, Martinsburg with 11 hits, including a home run from Isaiah Morris. And once again, it was Caleb Edwards on the hill who got the win for the Bulldogs, and Edwards makes his third start against the Applemen today.
Well, there's 2 adages, third time's a charm for Musselman, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season for Musselman. So, again, you have some old cliches that could be in their favor, but you look at top to bottom of this Musselman lineup, it's just been inconsistent. They're hitting the ball pretty well right now. We talked about a couple of guys hitting over 400, but in the leadoff spot, Kyle Laura, 365 hitter, Baden Hartman, a 388 hitter, and he is really – it's been fun to watch him improve throughout this season. That's a player in Baden Hartman, who is more towards the bottom of the lineup and maybe not even an everyday player at the beginning of the season. We've seen him slowly start to move up that ladder and really hitting the baseball well. Doesn't have a home run, but we've definitely seen some power numbers from him so far this year. Then you move down the lineup a little bit more, Jackson Shockey in the DH spot. He's hitting at a 310 clip. Liam Wilson at a 360 clip. 310 for Trenton Wolf, 393 in the number 9 spot for Trevor Bohr. So this is a lineup that, while they may have had a rocky early to mid-May, have certainly come around to start hitting the ball as the season has progressed into the must-win and must-get-better games in the last week or two of the month of May.
And you talk about hitting, Matt, that's exactly what these Martinsburg Bulldogs have done. To win 12 out of their last 13, I mean, they've gotten good pitching, don't get me wrong, but they have really put the bat on the baseball and scored a lot of runs.
Yeah, they have, and neither one of these teams are overly big power teams. It's not going to be the Hedgesville or Jefferson power numbers that you're going to see whenever those two teams hit the field. But Martinsburg has proven that they can have power in the heart of the lineup. 3 home runs for Isaiah Morris. We've seen him hit a handful of doubles as well. The same can be said for Jack Reisenweber, and Reisenweber's a guy that can turn that bloop single into shallow right field into a double if he gets on his horses out of the batter's box. Caleb Edwards the same way. Jacob Zittel. We've seen the offensive lineman, defensive lineman hit a couple of doubles this year. So this is a team that's going to have a little bit more power left to right, I think, than Musselman will, but again, they're just hitting the baseball top to bottom, including Hudson Clement, who's been in the bottom of that order, but not necessarily because he hasn't been hitting the ball all year, just because it's adding stability to that 8 or 9 spot in the order. Clement going to bat .419 with 62 at-bats in the 9 spot, so if he can keep being productive out of the bottom of the order, that sets up Sifford, Reisenweber, and Morris to come back with maybe a guy in scoring position by the time they get up to drive in a run.
Are you ready for the stat? Martinsburg has won 12 of the last 15 games in this series, dating back to the 2016 season. The 3 wins that have come for Musselman, 2 of those have been in the sectional tournament, including the last sectional tournament, which was 2019 with no season last year. The Applemen, after an initial loss against Martinsburg, came back to beat Spring Mills, then beat Martinsburg before losing to Hedgesville in that sectional championship. Martinsburg, well, after that win against Musselman, lost against the top seed Hedgesville, and then ultimately lost against Musselman as well. And I stand corrected, Martinsburg was the top seed. They lost that one here.
And you know as well as I do that Coach Byler has not forgotten that game. That's one he still brings up every now and again. It's always a fun one to bring up to see his reaction depending on what his mood is at the ballpark that day.
Maybe today is one of those where, what do they always say, you exercise the demons, right? We'll see if it happens for the Bulldogs. Well, both head coaches are meeting with a 4-man umpiring crew for this one, going over the ground rules here at P.O. Faulkner Park, and they have just exchanged the lineup cards. Let's take a look at what is on those cards with our starting lineups. Here's Matt.
Let's start with the visiting Musselman Appleman in the leadoff spot. Playing first base is Kyle Lohr. Baden Hartman is batting second and will do the catching today. It'll be a Hartman and Hartman battery with his brother Blake on the mound. He is hitting third in the batting order. The cleanup hitter is Jacob Miller. He'll play in left. Jackson Shockey is the DHing for the center fielder today. He's batting fifth. Batting sixth is third baseman Liam Wilson. At short, batting seventh is Trenton Wolf. Batting eighth, playing second base is Sam Simpson. And rounding out your batting order for the Musselman Appleman is Trevor Bohr. He will start in right field defensively.
We mentioned earlier Josh Hartman, third season with the program. Second on the field, he is assisted by Brian Klepner, Jordan Ambrose, and Mike Mackey. And Coach Hartman coming in at 25 wins and 27 losses.
For the Martinsburg Bulldogs, they come in with a record of 18-6 on the season. In the leadoff spot for the Dogs is left fielder Landon Sifford. Batting second, playing shortstop, senior Jack Reisenweber, really the heart and soul of this Martinsburg team, and the lone senior who really came in with experience this season. Batting third, playing first base is Isaiah Morris. Pitching, and in the cleanup spot is Caleb Edwards. DHing for the right fielder, and batting fifth is Jake Zittel. Batting sixth is third baseman Michael Lupus. In the seventh spot in the order is center fielder Shine Knotts. Doing the catching and batting eighth is Matthew Asanovich, and rounding out the second baseman, Hudson Clement.
And again, Martinsburg led by Aaron Byler, fourth season, third year on the field, 65 wins, 28 losses. Assisted by Bo Bartley, Kurt Zarnecki, Zeke Grissinger, Buzzy Jackson, and Larry Cooper. There you go, a look at the starting lineups for both of these teams. Well, we thank everyone who is tuning in, whether on the radio airwaves at FM 106.5 or AM 740, and all of those who are watching on TV 10 and or WRNR TV on YouTube, including Trip Tobin. I don't know what to make of this. He's not going to be at a game. The American Legion coach for the summer has been at just about every game we've been at.
It's the running joke. Okay, we can get started. Trip's here.
He's not here. He's joining us. He texts from the Outer Banks, he says, watching and listening.
I drove back from there yesterday, so that's a tough text to receive, along with the picture of the beach and the cocktail in hand. So making that drive back yesterday from the Outer Banks, that's a tough one to swallow, Trip.
But I tell you what, you couldn't ask for better weather as we head into this one here today. We have what you'll call partly sunny, partly cloudy skies. Right now, a little more of the clouds dominating. We had some sun out as the teams were getting into their warm-ups, so we'll see that little mix as we go through the afternoon. And the temperature, 75 degrees. We're looking for a low tonight around 48. Now, tomorrow is going to see mostly cloudy skies, but looks like it should stay dry tomorrow. The high around 81 with a low of 59, and then right now a 50% chance of seeing some thunderstorm activity with cloudy skies on Thursday. Again, that high around 75. And the overnight low 63. Friday looks good, partly sunny and 81, and Saturday partly sunny and 88. Always want to kind of keep an eye on that forecast several days out this time of the year as we're talking wall-to-wall baseball with 2 games today. We've got this one here. We'll have Martinsburg graduation on WRNR TV and TV 10 tonight. While that is going on at Martinsburg, Hedgesville will be hosting Spring Mills in the other sectional game. And, Matt, we haven't even talked about Region 2 and Section 2. They don't start today.
No, they start tomorrow with it being only a 3-team section. It'll be Hampshire visiting Washington tomorrow. That'll be a 5 p.m. first pitch, usually a 4:30 first pitch at Washington. But with the sun staying up a little bit later this time of year, they're able to push it back to 5 o'clock, get some more fans there for the start of the game. And that winner will face Jefferson the following night.
Yeah, the Jefferson Cougars are the top seed not only in Section 2, but will be the top seed in the region. And should they advance to that regional tournament, they would host Game 1 and Game 3. The middle game of that best-of-3 series would be at the opponent's site, and it will be one of the 4 teams coming out of this section. The Martinsburg Bulldogs just being introduced. They will come out of the dugout off the third base side. They're in the white baseball pants and the white jersey tops. Bulldogs across the front of those jerseys, and that is all in orange and outlined in black. They wear the white cap with that orange M outlined in black, and the black bill, pretty sharp looking, although I'm imagining hard to keep clean.
Just a bit.
Over off the first base side, lined up along that first base line, the Musselman Applemen, and they are wearing the gray baseball pants with the red jersey tops, but the Kelly green sleeves, and then they've got the Kelly green lettering and white trim, and they're going with the gray baseball caps with the white M and a red outline, and they have the Kelly green bill. So both of these teams looking good as we get ready for action here.
Apparently our TV audience, we're having some internet issues back at the station. YouTube, you should be fine. Radio, you should be fine. We apologize for the TV audience. Apparently a little bit of a pixelated picture. So hopefully that is back up and running as soon as possible. But if you have the opportunity or a smart TV, go to YouTube. Should be a crystal clear picture. We're working on the TV 10 issues as we speak.
Well, there you go. As the Martinsburg starters are introduced, they head out onto the field. 3 outfielders lining up out in center field side by side or shoulder to shoulder. 3 of the infielders right behind second base, pitcher, catcher, and first baseman right in behind the mound. Well, as we pause here for the national anthem, we send it to the studio, take a final 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we've got the opening pitch and the play-by-play of West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at
Towing the pitching rubber and getting in his warm-up tosses, Caleb Edwards.
Edwards been one of the more fun pitchers to watch in the Eastern Panhandle throughout the season. Comes in with a perfect 5-0 record, 39 1/3 on the mound. This will be his 7th start, his 9th appearance on the season. Comes in with a very impressive ERA at 2.31. 35 hits given up in that 39 1/3. 17 runs, 13 of those earned, 39 strikeouts to just 9 walks.
Well, and there is the key, and we've seen it all year, and I mean it's a key at any level of baseball, and that is throwing strikes, getting ahead of hitters, not walking batters, and giving your opponent extra opportunities. Edwards has been able to do just that.
Yeah, you look at who gives up more free bases in a game, and usually that's a team that ends up on the losing side of the battle.
Stepping into the left-hand batter's box, first baseman Kyle Lohr, and we are ready for the postseason to get underway. Edwards toes that pitching rubber, looks in at his catcher Asanovich. He's ready in the first delivery, a strike on the outside corner, and our first pitch coming at 12:07.
Lohr, a 365 hitter, that's 27 hits in 74 at-bats.
0-1 delivery. He swings and sends this one softly into center field, charging hard. Shine Knotts, and he'll have to play it on a bounce. You could tell as it came off the end of the bat that one was dying quickly, and Knotts unable to get to it. It's a base hit for Lohr.
Yeah, Knotts a good read in center field. That's just trailing away from him, but also a little too slow for Landon Siffert to get there as well. Just a good piece of hitting in a leadoff spot, and a leadoff base runner for the Appleman.
And that's coming from a freshman. It's going to be fun to watch this young man grow over the next 4 years as well. So Baden Hartman stands in, catcher in the number 2 spot in the order, takes a pitch down low and outside for ball 1.
Hartman, as we mentioned in the pregame show, one of the youngsters that has come into his own as the season has gone on, a 388 hitter so far on the year.
Soft toss over to first base. Lohr went back in, and now we'll stretch that lead out again as Isaiah Morris holds him on there. Good news right now with a little bit of the cloud cover, the first baseman not looking up into the sun. Of course, the sun not setting over on that side like normally those night games. A swing and a foul ball. This one out of play along the right field side as the count to Hartman goes 1-1.
And these guys play enough weekend games with the out-of-conference games and even a couple of in-conference games this year with picking up those third EPAC games. So they're used to adjusting whether it's during the week or on the weekend.
Yeah, these two teams tried to play a third game this year, but ended up getting rained out. That was our final game of the regular season last Friday. Here's a ground ball towards the shortstop. Reisenweber has it. He gives the quick toss to Clement to get the out at first, but the relay throw to first is wide up the right field line, and Hartman able to leg it out. He'll reach on a fielder's choice. Lure is erased 6-4.
And Clement was only going to be able to turn it one way, and it was exactly what he did. He got the soft toss from Reisenweber and barehanded, but clearly didn't have a good grip on that baseball. May have had all 5 fingers around that baseball by the time he threw it, and it pulled Isaiah Morris off the bag. But that was the only way there was going to be an opportunity at a double play with the speedy Hartman moving down the line.
Yeah, not a real sharp hit ball either up the middle. Reisenweber made a nice play on it. They get the force out. 1 down, a runner at first. It brings up Blake Hartman, and he takes strike 1.
The senior hitting .450 on the season, 25 runs driven in, 2 home runs. That's second on the team in home runs and in RBI.
Baden Hartman running for himself. A lot of times you see a catcher or a pitcher have a courtesy runner. There is a toss over, and Hartman goes back in kind of on his hands and knees. I don't think he ever really got all the way down to the chest.
Well, we haven't seen Edwards use a move yet.
No. 0-1 the count to older brother, Blake Hartman, trying to bring the younger sibling around if he can. He swings. May have gotten a piece of this one. Asanovich able to hang on. That is strike 2. Thought for a moment he had missed it, but the indication from our plate umpire is that there was contact. By the way, a 4-man umpiring crew here for the playoffs. I'll tell you who they are in a moment. Hartman awaiting that 0-2 delivery. Baden, Hartman at first with his lead. Here's the pitch, off speed, low and outside. Asanovich down to his knees, sprawling to his right, able to block that pitch for ball 1. James Franklin behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Jeff King is at first base. It is Dave Boyd at second and Tim Carroll as the third base umpire. Edwards from the stretch comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Here it comes, and it's a bouncing ball back up the middle by the pitcher and over the second base bag out into center field for a hit. Blake Hartman with a single up the middle will give Musselman runners at first and second.
Good piece of hitting, just trying to protect with 2 strikes was Blake Hartman and sent it right back up the middle. Thought Edwards may get a glove on it, just went beyond the outstretched glove, but even if it nicked off the glove, that would have ricocheted over towards the shortstop. So either way, you're probably looking at an infield single or a single as Edwards is falling off the mound more towards the first base side. So a tough play for him to make, and just a little out of the reach of Reisenweber and Clement right back over the second base bag.
Brings up Jacob Miller, a swing and a miss at strike 1. Out in front of that pitch as Edwards seemed to pull the string just a little. Miller, a junior, starting in left field in the cleanup spot in the order. Pitch to him. Swinging a bouncing ball in the hole. It's somehow it gets by the runner Baden Hartman, who had to jump out of the way. Fielded by Reisenweber, who gets to Michael Lupus at third. And Baden Hartman is erased on the fielder's choice. Miller will reach it first, and Blake Hartman goes to second.
Hasn't been an easy out yet. They have been adventurous for balls that really haven't been hit overly hard, but been hitting the right spots.
Boy, and how in the world Baden Hartman got it through there without getting hit by that bouncing ball, I'm not sure. The result the same as the shortstop Reisenweber, able to field it and get the force out of the lead runner. And now with 2 outs and 2 on, Jackson Shockey takes strike 1 called.
And no doubt about when it's a strike at the plate with James Franklin behind the plate. It is the emphatic turn the entire body and signal strike, and then the loud strike call. No question about it being a 0-1 count.
Swing and a miss, now 0-2 to Jackson Shockey. He's the designated hitter, batting in the spot of today's starting center fielder, Kobe Hazlett.
Shockey, a .310 hitter, 18-4-58, is driven in 14, has 1 in scoring position. It's Blake Hartman at second base, and 2 runners on.
Edwards ready, the 0-2. Here it comes, down low and outside. Backhand stab by Asanovich. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Certainly an opportunity to advance here at P.O. Faulkner. Plenty of room behind home plate.
And that's a good chase pitch for Caleb Edwards. Probably missed a little further out than he wanted to, as Asanovich having to sprawl to his right. But not a bad pitch to what is an open stance batter in Shockey. A lot of times with where they start, they don't necessarily want to chase that pitch outside.
The 1-2 is on the way. Swing and a miss. He got him. Shockey down on strikes on that 1-2 delivery. And Caleb Edwards able to pitch through an inning in which he gives up a couple of base hits, but a pair of fielder's choice ground balls and a strikeout bring the inning to a close without any damage. 2 left on base, 1 in scoring position in Musselman's first at-bat. We'll head to the bottom of inning number 1 after this. Musselman nothing, Martinsburg coming to the plate.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
We go to the bottom half of inning number 1 here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Blake Hartman toes the pitching rubber. The Musselman starter getting in his warm-up tosses, ready to face Landon Siffert, Jack Reisenweber, and Isaiah Morris, the top 3 in the Martinsburg Bulldog order. There is no score as Musselman got a couple of base hits but left a pair of runners stranded. Caleb Edwards doing a nice job to get a couple of fielder's choice outs. Matt, let's take a look at what Blake Hartman has been able to do this season.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. The senior, 3-5 on the season, 23 innings on the mound. This will be just start number 5 for him. Took him a little while to get back on the mound. A 4.87 ERA, 26 hits on the year, 23 runs, 16 of those earned, and 20 strikeouts, just 15 walks.
Hartman took the loss when these teams met back on May the 8th, went 5 2/3 innings. Did give up 11 hits, but only 5 runs, and 4 of those were earned. 1 was not. He struck out 6 and walked 1. Martinsburg again with a 5-4 win in that one. First pitch swinging, Sifford lifts one in the air, down the left field line, but foul. Just enough hook on that one as he was a little out in front.
Just a long strike one. 313 hitter is Sifford, 25 for 80. 12 walks in that leadoff spot, but also 13 strikeouts.
The 0-1 due to the sophomore, one of 3 sophomores in this Bulldogs starting lineup. He takes that one just down low, ball 1.
This is the 11th overall appearance for Blake Hartman, but as we mentioned, just the 5th start.
Works from almost dead center of the rubber. Misses outside with this 1-1. Now at 2 balls and a strike. Stands with the feet spread almost shoulder width apart, basically on each side of the pitching rubber, and then goes into his motion and again works from almost dead center of that pitching rubber. Misses down low again with this one. 3 balls and a strike to Sifford. Right-hand batter. Takes a fastball letter high for a called strike. It's now full at 3-2.
Little movement on that one. Not a whole lot. Definitely wasn't a full-on curveball, but some lateral movement a little late on that pitch.
Now the payoff on the way. Foul to straight back. Sifford on that fastball, but had it tick off the top of the bat and through to the netting. Count is full 3-2. We'll do it again. Jack Reisenweber due next. Isaiah Morris after him. No score, Martinsburg batting, bottom of the first. Breaking pitch and a check swing. Well, apparently he went. Sifford racing towards first even after the check swing. Now we're going to get an appeal, and yes, he did go around. That's one of those tough situations as a batter. If you think, I may have gone, you take off for first, hopeful that maybe you can get there as that pitch ended up in the dirt. Baden Hartman able to scoop and make the throw on to first. James Franklin did give the appeal to Jeff King at first, who said, yeah, you went around.
Well, if you're Hartman, you got to step to the inside of the baseline or the outside. He pretty much went right in line with Sifford moving up the first base line and had to lollipop that ball to first base. Step to either side of the foul line and fire it down to first base. You don't want to get in the habit of that. You're going to lollipop one right over the first baseman's head one of these days.
Jack Reisenweber fouling off the first pitch he sees. The senior shortstop in the number 2 spot in the order. Takes the pitch up and in and ducks his head out of the way. That was a breaking pitch that got away from Hartman. Count 1-1 strike on the senior. Tell you, he has been a catalyst for this team in every aspect, defensively and offensively. Watches a fastball that stays upstairs. 2-1 the count. Has hit the ball well and has played exceptionally well at shorts. 2-1 strike delivery on the way. That breaking pitch finds the outside corner for strike 2.
Good movement on that pitch.
And a good spot. You hit that location, not much a right-hand batter can do with it. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Fastball misses high, and it's another full count. So Hartman going deep into the pitch count, facing these first 2 hitters. Ready to go from the wind, and there's that breaking pitch. Snaps across the outside corner. That's a called strike 3.
And that wasn't even one of those pitches. It's hard for a right-hander to do anything with. That one breaking pretty much right over the heart of the plate, but starting a little up and in. If you're Reisenweber, you're going to kick yourself for that one. He doesn't strike out often, just his 11th striker. That is his 12th strikeout. Came in with 11 on the season.
Great pitch from Hartman, who was really falling off the first base side of the mound as he let that one go. A lot of extra oomph and spin on that pitch. Starts off Isaiah Morris with a fastball, pops him up on the infield. It's the shortstop right in behind the mound, and Trenton Wolf, calling everyone off, makes the catch. And the side is retired, so the Dogs go in order in the bottom of the first. Heading to inning number 2. When we come back, your score, Musselman 0 and Martinsburg 0.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
We go to the top half of the second inning, a scoreless ball game. The first inning going slightly different for both of these teams. Matt Musselman with a couple of hits but could not produce, leaving 2 on base. Martinsburg 3 up, 3 down.
But for both sides, pitching pretty darn efficient. 2 strikeouts for Blake Hartman, a strikeout in the first inning for Caleb Edwards, and both finishing with 15 pitches or less. 15 on the dot for Edwards and 13 for Hartman. Can't ask for much more out of your starter in the first inning.
And you didn't see that coming when Blake Hartman goes full count on the first 2 batters that he faces.
Yeah.
They're expecting a lot more pitches.
Helps out when Morris is the first pitch. Pop out.
Liam Wilson out of the 6th spot in the order, the senior third baseman, into the right-hand batter's box. And the first pitch, a strike on the inside corner. You look at it, Caleb Edwards didn't go deep into counts. I mean, he faced 5 batters and threw only the 15 pitches and was ahead of each batter. Misses down and in with this one, 1 ball, 1 strike. It was an 0-1 pitch when he got Lure. It was 1-1 when he got Baden Hartman, a 1-2 pitch when Blake Hartman reached. Here's a pitch well outside. That one missing off the mitt of Asanovich. 2 balls and a strike. It was 0-1 to Miller in a 1-2 pitch when he struck out Shockey. So Edwards doing just what we would expect looking at his numbers coming in with 39 strikeouts to just 9 walks. He's around the strike zone. 2-1 pitch due to Liam Wilson. That one down low and outside. 3-1. So I talk about not falling behind hitters, and that's what he does. Kicked a little bit of dirt around on the front slope of that mound where the front foot lands.
Liam Wilson has drawn 13 walks on the season.
Well, make it another as the 3-1 pitch is down low. That is ball 4, and for a second straight at bat, Musselman has the lead off the board.
Or should I say has now drawn 13, had 12 coming in, and even 12 strikeout to walks. Now, one more walk than strikeout.
Is that some kind of prognosticating you were doing there?
I guess.
You saw ball 4 coming before it even happened. Trenton Wolf, junior shortstop, number 7 hitter, stepping in. Morris holding the runner at first. The pitch to the plate, and it's a bunt, pushed up the first base side. Fielded by the pitcher. Edwards will make that throw to first in time to get him. Trenton Wolf does his job, a sacrifice bunt, advancing Wilson to second.
And it was a good job by Caleb Edwards. A lot of pitchers will rush to that baseball, and then it'll be a throw that's quicker than it needs to be. He knew he had time, jogged over to the baseball, came up with a nice fluid motion, and while it was a close play at first, he knew that if he did what he needed to do coming off the mound, he was going to get Wolf coming down the line. He did just that. It was a good play coming off the mound and fielding your position for Edwards.
So a runner in scoring position with 1 away for Sam Simpson, and he will watch low and outside ball 1. Simpson starting second baseman in the number 8 spot in the order. Matty has been starting at second much of this season, but we have many times seen the DH for his spot in the order. Simpson getting a chance to swing here in this postseason opener. The 1-0 on the way. Again, a bit low and outside as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Edwards again kicking some dirt around on the front slope of the mound. Apparently not real comfortable in this half inning with that landing point.
Maybe where Hartman's landing point was too, and maybe chipping out a little bit more dirt than he would like.
2-0 pitch hit on a line into right center field. That one's down for a base hit. Wilson going to be waved around third. Can be. The right fielder up with it, and the throw through to the plate will not be in time. It's an RBI single for Sam Simpson as Liam Wilson scores from second to give Musselman the 1-0 lead.
Heck of a hit by Simpson going the other way with it. Just his 9th hit on the year, 5th run driven in. You look up and down this lineup, and everybody hitting over 300 except for Simpson, who was hitting at 178. And it's that guy in the order, and it's the playoffs. And for Musselman, there always seems to be that one player that comes up in big situations that you aren't expecting in the playoffs. And right now it's Sam Simpson early to give the Applemen a 1-0 lead.
Trevor Bohr, the batter, number 9 hitter in the order, goes the other way on the first pitch. The left-hand hitter lining that one between third and short and into left field for a hit. Already 4 hits in the first 2 at-bats for Musselman.
Back-to-back hitters going the other way. Just spraying the ball over the ballpark.
Well, and the run that scored reached on the leadoff walk. You see that many times in this game. So 2 are on, runners at first and second, still just 1 out, a run already in, and we're back to the top of the order in Kyle Lohr, who takes strike 1.
Lohr single to left, his first at-bat.
Yeah, out off the end of the bat, kind of dunked that one out into really left center. Shine Knotts, the center fielder, couldn't get there, neither could Sifford in left. A bouncer foul in behind the plate on the 0-1 pitch, and the count to the freshman Lohr is 0-2. He does not play like a freshman.
No. He and usually top of the order, Jason Myers is there. Missing him out of the order today. Not sure what that may be, or just a different lineup today, but we're used to seeing the 2 freshmen in the top of the order for Musselman.
Edwards ready, that 0-2 pitch. Slapped foul out of play down the third base line. 0-2. Boy, Lohr is right on top of the inside line. His hands are literally out over top of the inside corner of the plate.
And a little bit of a softball swing right there. That front foot came out just a little bit and threw the bat out on a pitch outside. Looked like he was trying to slap it down the third base line.
At least make contact, right?
Stay alive with 2 strikes.
The 0-2 again due. Here it comes. Off speed missing outside for ball 1. Well, we heard in the pregame, Coach Hartman hopeful that maybe the third time's the charm, as they had seen Edwards twice in the regular season. First time, that 15-2 Martinsburg win. Edwards went the distance 5 innings, giving up just 2 runs on 4 hits. Struck out 4 and walked 2. 1-2 pitch to the plate. This one low and outside. Nice job by Asanovich to get a glove on that one and keep it in front of him, well outside of the circle around home plate off the third base side before he could finally get to it.
Got into his glove, but I'm not sure whether it didn't squeeze quick enough. It popped right in and out of the pocket.
So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Lure. Last time these teams met back on May 8th, Edwards went a complete game, 7 innings, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits, striking out 8 and walking 3. Ready with that 2-2. Here it comes. That one's down low, and it's a full count. So Edwards had him 0-2, and now a full count pitch due to Kyle Lohr with just 1 out, a run in, and runners at first and second. Golden opportunity here for Musselman to do a little more damage in this top of the second. Edwards looking in at Asanovich, has the sign, looks at the runner at second. Now is ready. Here's that payoff pitch, a bouncer foul, first base side. The 8th pitch of the at-bat is due next.
This is what you want out of your leadoff hitter. You usually like to see it his first at-bat, which only was 2 pitches, but anytime in the leadoff spot, really any at-bat, but especially in that leadoff spot when you can get that batter seeing 8-9 pitches. A little bit different situation here with 2 runners already on. But a good at-bat. Pitch number 8 coming up.
He steps back in. That slight knee bend. Feet virtually parallel to one another, shoulder width apart in that left-hand batter's box. Here's the delivery. Down low and outside, ball 4. What an at-bat. Great at-bat to load the bases as Lohr takes first. Bohr goes to second. Simpson goes to third. And they are loaded for Baden Hartman, and that brings Kurt Zarnecki out. Pitching coach for Martinsburg trying to settle it down a little bit for Caleb Edwards.
Edwards only 9 walks coming into the game. This is now the second this inning.
And he seemed to be just uncomfortable on the mound in this half inning, especially with where the front foot comes down and lands as he strides into that pitch. James Franklin, plate umpire, slowly making his way out towards the mound. Wants to remind him, gentlemen, we got to get a game going again.
That is one of the longer mound visits we've seen this year.
I'm not sure if it's about approach in this situation to Hartman. Maybe something that they're spotting in his delivery. Maybe it's even making sure that Asanovich knows what's going on as the catcher in a bases-loaded situation. Let's see if he goes through any defensive signs or not. He will not. Martinsburg will play in at the corners. The middle infielders are at double play depth with 1 out. Back to action, and the pitch hit in the air down the right field line. Will it get back out of play? It will. No one was getting there. Isaiah Morris at first realized he had no chance. And Jordan Camby, you love the hustle, charging hard towards the line, but no way he was getting there either.
Hartman's first at-bat, he did reach. It was on a fielder's choice.
Off-speed pitch hit in the air, high and into, well, you'd call it deep center field, medium center field. Shine Knott's going to be able to make the grab on that one. Tagging at third and heading to the plate is Sam Simpson. He'll score on a sacrifice fly from Baden Hartman to make it 2-0 Musselman. So Simpson, who delivered the RBI single to bring in the first run, now scores the second run, and the other runners will hold at first and second.
Yeah, ball hit deep enough to center field. Shine Knott's a good arm in center field, but having to track that baseball back. And based on where he's standing right now, probably every bit of 290 to 300 feet.
Blake Hartman to the plate, a swing and a miss at strike 1.
Good breaking ball.
Bohr is at second with Lohr at first. One is Boor, the other is Lore. Hartman with a single that first time up, looking to do some damage here, help his own cause as he takes down low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's Hartman's 37th hit of the year, his first at bat. Was stranded at second base.
The young man has over 100 hits on the high school level as he takes this pitch inside. Didn't even get to play last year as a junior.
And that's probably not even a top 5 high school sports accomplishment for him when you look what he's accomplished on the football field.
Yeah.
100 hits is just added to the list.
The 2 ball, 1 strike delivery. Popped up foul. This one back over our heads and out of play. 2-2. Yep, going on to college at Lehigh to play football. Believe in our conversations that he will get an opportunity at running back, although he may have a chance at linebacker as well. And the Gatorade State Player of the Year. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery due. Here it comes. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Check swing. He did go around. It's fielded by Asanovich, who will step out in front of the dirt circle and make that throw to first, and Hartman is retired. It goes as a strikeout, which will be the second of the ball game for Edwards. The out officially recorded 2-3, and the inning ends, but a walk, a couple of base hits, and a sacrifice fly bring in a pair of runs. And as we go to the bottom of the second, it's now Musselman 2 and Martinsburg nothing.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
It's a beautiful day for some day baseball as we get the AAA Region 2 Section 1 tournament underway. Martinsburg hosting Musselman, and it's the visitors with the 2-0 lead. Martinsburg went 3 up, 3 down in the first. They'll send the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to the plate here in the second inning, facing Blake Hartman.
Wasn't necessarily a quick 1-2-3, though. 6 pitches to Sifford and Reisenweber. Morris did pop one out on his very first pitch. He saw the at-bat, but not necessarily the traditional 4 pitches to get each of the first 3 batters. So some discipline at the plate for Martinsburg. See if that continues.
Breaking pitch to start. Caleb Edwards misses low and outside for a ball. Edwards, one of 5 juniors in the lineup. Both of these teams have 5 juniors out of their starting 10, so a good nucleus of guys that will be coming back next year. This pitch down low, and it's 2-0. For Martinsburg, 2 seniors, 3 sophomores, no freshmen. For Musselman, 3 seniors, 1 sophomore, 1 freshman in that lineup. 2-0 pitch taken for a strike. That one right down the middle to Edwards.
Edwards, a .390 hitter. 14 walks as well, 23 hits on the season.
Here comes that 2-1. Breaking pitch snaps down in there for a called strike 2. He's got good movement on that pitch today.
Very similar to the pitch that struck out Jack Reisenweber in the first. Starts about chest high, but inside. Ends up a meatball right over the heart of the plate, but it's late movement.
Now the 2-2 comes back with a high fastball swing and a miss. He got him.
How about 3 strikeouts in the first 4 batters for Blake Hartman?
He is on his game in this one. Maybe it's the eye black. He's got that eye black that is under the eyes and then streaks down both cheeks.
Eye black doesn't do a thing other than between your ears.
That's what it is, the intimidation factor. Jacob Zittel stands in, designated hitter in the number 5 spot in the order, batting for starting right fielder Jordan Canby. Breaking pitch on the inside corner for strike 1.
Had Zittle bailing out of the way. By the time he pulled that front foot out, ball was perfectly placed on the inside corner.
0-1 pitch, tries again, but this breaking ball down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. His position coach in football working the PA up here. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, now at 1-2. Coach Lynch handling the scoreboard and PA duties.
And we got Davis Moore working up here today.
I know.
Earned a paycheck today.
1-2 pitch sent right back up the middle off the end of the bat. Gloved by the shortstop on the right field side of second base, but then in and out of the mitt of Trenton Wolf, and Jake Zittle will reach at first on the infield single.
You're labeling that infield single?
Oh, yeah, that would be a heck of a play for Wolf. That far over behind the bag to have been able to plant and make that throw, and Zittle going down the line. I think that is an infield base hit all the way.
All right, we'll go with that.
How close do you think he was down the line? I mean,
I think if that's a clean play, as the first pitch to Lupus is a bit upstairs for ball 1, based on where the way that ball popped out of his glove and where Zittle was, it would have been a bang play. But the ball, clearly hitting the glove is where I'm hesitating right now.
1-0 pitch, missing down low, 2 balls and no strikes. I'm just looking at
it. If it nicks off the end of his glove, that's one thing. But that one hitting off the palm of his glove, so clearly in a position where the glove was there to be able to make the play. If he can't make the play after that, then maybe, as there's strike 1 to Lupus, then maybe you say, okay, Zittle beats it out and it's an infield single. But I don't know. I think that's depending on who's keeping the scorebook as to whether that's an infield single or an error.
2 ball, 1 strike pitch due. Here it comes. This one off the end of the bat, lifted into shallow right field, drops in for a base hit. That one actually hit right at the lip of the dirt and the outfield grass. You could see the dust pop up, and that is a base hit, no doubt about it. No questions asked, no debate needing to be had. That is a hit and puts runners at first and second.
And if Kyle Lohr is playing his position and not the bag, that is one of the easiest pop flies he'll ever have. He's got to take about 3 steps back from where he's playing at first, and he makes that catch. But because he was holding the runner on at first, he's not in a position to make that play.
So 2 on with 1 out. It brings up Shine and Knotts, who bends the upper body back out of the way of a high, tight pitch for ball 1. I still go back to Zittle and just say you don't see a shortstop on the high school level on the right field side of the second base bag able to make that play very often. Pitch to the plate in there for a strike. A lot of ground that he covered.
I wrote it down as an infield single.
Yeah, but only because you let me talk you into it. I didn't even talk you into it.
I'm not sure you even talked me into it yet. I think I'm just going with it.
1-1 pitch in there for a called strike 2. There's that breaking pitch again. Well, it is 12:41. We would normally be arguing on Miller time about now, so there's your Miller time argument for today. Here's that 1-2 delivery, lifted in the air, foul and out of play down the right field side.
If you're listening on the radio right now wondering where Miller time is, no show tomorrow, either with another 12 o'clock first pitch. We'll be back on Thursday.
And no show at 5. Again, we normally do the live broadcast from 12 to 1, re-air from 5 to 6. Won't have a show at 12 and won't have a chance to do it live as we're transitioning. The 1-2 pitch popped into foul territory, third base side. Will it get out of play? Yes, right at the edge of the Martinsburg dugout. That one out of play for a foul ball, and the count holds at 1-2 strikes. Yeah, tonight we'll be transitioning from here, heading to Martinsburg High School to set up for the TV10 coverage of the Martinsburg graduation. Tomorrow we'll bring you doubleheader action, as we'll have a day game involving Spring Mills and then a night game involving, well, we'll have to wait and see. Here's a pitch down low and outside. Nice job by Baden Hartman taking that one off the chest protector.
That's the fun part of this time of year, isn't it? All right, tomorrow we'll see.
2 games.
Yeah.
We'll figure out where. Spring Mills will get either the winner or the loser of this one, depending on how they do tonight at Hedgesville. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch on the way. Lifted in the air, very high into left field. Jacob Miller moving in on it, and he's got it for the second out. He'll throw behind the runner, Zittle. It bounces away from the second baseman, backed up by Lohr at first. The runners will hold Zittle at second, Lupus at first, and now 2 outs. Knotts got underneath of that one and hit it out into what you'd call about medium left field.
Pretty standard depth for Miller to make that play.
Way up the elevator shaft, though. If he straightens that out a little bit compared to how high he hit it, he might have himself extra bases. Now it brings up Matthew Asanovich. First pitch to him misses high for ball one. Martinsburg down 2-0, threatening here in the bottom of the second inning. Runners at first and second. They were there with one down, still there with 2 outs. Hartman to the plate. That fastball finds the inside corner. 1-1 now to Asanovich. Junior catcher. Right-hand batter, slightly open stance. Really not even so much open as just the way he likes to keep that front foot. And he swings and lines this one into left field. Coming in on it, making the chest-high grab, Jacob Miller.
Good play by Miller as he had to judge whether or not he was going to have to dive for it coming in. Saw him throw the brakes on. Okay, am I going to have to let this one bounce in front of me? Was able to kick it into gear again to go up and make that play. As it looked like he was going to go down to a knee, but was able to stay up in the air. Good play for back-to-back outs for Jacob Miller.
There you go. The side retired. Martinsburg with a couple of hits, but we'll leave a pair stranded, one in scoring position. We'll go to the third when we return to P.O. Faulkner Park with Musselman leading Martinsburg 2-0.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Welcome back in to P.O. Faulkner Park. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Donald Kenny running our camera today. John Alderton working his regular day job. I'm not sure if
working stiff.
I'm not sure if I should say it, but he did text us that he is listening. So hopefully at his job he can do that without any issues as he tunes in for the broadcast. We've got Sherry Dieter Davis as our on-site producer, Colin McLaughlin, our engineer, back at the studio. 2-0, Musselman leading Martinsburg, and as the Appleman bat in the top of the third, in with your play-by-play, Matt Crawford.
Thank you, sir. Stepping in is Jacob Miller, and Matt, we have an answer to our question in the on-deck circle. Looks like in the on-deck circle is Jason Myers. So we will see if he does come to the plate. Certainly standing like he will for the next at-bat. Jacob Miller takes strike one. Miller grounded into a fielder's choice his first at-bat. Retired Baden Hartman at third base. Was able to reach first. Here comes the 0-1. This one off the end of the bat. Foul. Went down to get that one. Count quickly 0-2.
Yeah, Miller with that .412 average coming in. Bounced into that 6'5 fielder's choice in the first inning. Trying to get aboard and give Musselman a leadoff batter reaching base for a third straight at-bat.
Yeah, it was a single to lead off all hitters for Kyle Lohr in the first, then a walk drawn by Liam Wilson in the second inning. Wilson would come around to score. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one reaching for it, sending it into left field. In on it is Sifford, and he will make the catch for out number one.
Boy, that one very similar to the one off the bat of Shine Knotts. Just straight up the, not quite the elevator shaft, not straight up and down, but a lot of height on that one as he was way out in front, and Sifford easily able to get under it.
It is Jason Myers who is hitting for Jackson Shockey. Shockey the DH. So Myers going into that role wouldn't necessarily have to hit. Check swing, foul ball. Or should I say play the field. Does have to hit if he's designated hitter. Just a check swing off the handle. Goes over towards the first base dugout. Count 0-1.
And he's another one of those young guys in the order, just a freshman.
Fastball below the knees to Jason Myers. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Edwards coming into the inning, 40 pitches thrown, so we'd have him right around 45. This should be pitch number 46 unofficially. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball again off the end of the bat of Jason Myers. Count 1-2.
Matt, let's check in sectional softball. Bottom of the third out at Anderson Field. Hedgesville 10, Martinsburg nothing in the opener of the girls softball sectional. Spring Mills will be hosting Musselman. That's 6 o'clock tonight, I believe.
7.
7?
Yep, with the sectional round, they mandate the 7 o'clock.
Ah, okay.
Unless exceptions like this. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, low and away. That will even the count at 2.
Just like baseball, the softball double elimination. So Martinsburg will drop into that elimination bracket and play tomorrow.
Out of the windup, here comes the 2-2 from Edwards. Fastball, low and away, ball 3. Count is full to Myers.
I shouldn't assume anything yet. That's not a final, but 10-0 bottom of the third. Mercer
leaning
will
one
be
way.
Kicking in. Yeah.
And the softball game tomorrow for Spring Mills will act the same as baseball.
Yes.
They will play at 12 o'clock as well with graduation. Here comes the payoff pitch on the 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
I think it was a nice try by Myers. He had to know that was a strike as he took a step out in front of the plate, headed towards first, and threw the bat aside like, all right, maybe I can deke the umpire into calling ball 4. But that was a perfectly placed pitch on that outside corner.
Brings up the starting third baseman, Liam Wilson. Wilson, the number 6 hitter in the order. Fastball from Edwards missing just off the plate. Ball 1.
Boy, how different is one inning from the next, I mean, really struggled with control, walked a couple in that second inning, gave up the 2 runs, and now is right back out there and firing strikes.
The 1-0 pitch, pretty similar location, must have been in by an inch or 2, as that one catches the outside part of the plate. Count even at 1, quickly back into the windup is Edwards. This one off the handle of the bat of Wilson. A good play by the second baseman, Hudson Clement, but not in time at first base. It was a backhanded stab behind the bag in shallow center field for Hudson Clement. Turnham made the throw, but the quickness of Liam Wilson able to get to the bag by a half step.
Yeah, it's got to be an E4 in the book there. I'm just messing with you after the play up the middle earlier. That was about the same location that the shortstop was coming across.
You want to know the difference?
One's going towards first
One's
base.
going towards the bag.
But
one has to turn and make a play.
No, but he's not. He's going towards right field and still would have had to have turned from that shortstop position and made an accurate throw.
First pitch to Trenton Wolf. That one a breaking ball in the dirt. A good block by Asanovich to keep Wilson at first base. Count 1-0 to Wolf.
That was a heck of a play, though, by Clement to get to it and make it close at first. I mean, he got enough on that throw where it was pretty much a bang-bang play, but the batter Wilson did beat it out.
Edwards out of the stretch now with a runner at first base. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, a fastball. Wolf fouls that one off out of play over towards the softball field and parking lot area. Count even 1-1.
But not the softball field where the game is taking place. Hedgesville is the top seed in the section, so they got to host Martinsburg in that one.
Yeah, the softball section in Berkeley County goes Hedgesville, Spring Mills, Musselman, and Martinsburg. 2 down. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Wilson is on the move. A check swing off the end of the bat. A slow roller to the mound. Edwards is off the mound and will make the throw over to first to retire the side. An infield single for Liam Wilson, but nothing else doing for the Appleman in the top of inning number 3. Bottom of the third, when we come back, it's Musselman 2, Martinsburg nothing.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
It'll be 9-1-2 for the Bulldogs in the bottom of inning number 3, trying to get their first run of the game in the bottom of the 3rd and get back within one or tie this one up as Musselman has the 2-0 lead. It'll be Hudson Clement, Landon Sifford, and Jack Reisenweber, the 3 due up for Martinsburg this inning. So far, the Dogs 2 hits in this their 3rd at-bat of the game. Warm-up pitches are done. There's the fire down to second base from Baden Hartman, and we are just about ready for action here in the bottom of the 3rd.
A good inning in that top of the 3rd for Caleb Edwards, able to get through it with about 15 pitches, 10 fewer than it took to get through that 2nd inning. 55 through 3, not a bad total at this moment, but just as importantly, did not give up any more runs. Let's see what Martinsburg can do to get some offense going. Got a couple of hits in that 2nd, but just couldn't get one with runners in scoring position.
And Clement certainly can do that leading off this inning. 26 hits in 62 at-bats. It's a .419 average. Also 7 walks. First pitch to Clement. Outside for ball 1. Blake Harpin so far pretty darn efficient. 36 pitches through 2 innings. Only through 13 in that 1st inning. Here comes the 1-0. Breaking ball in for strike 1. And boys, that breaking ball been working today.
Yeah, there's something in the air, no doubt about it, the way that he has been throwing it. And he knows it. He feels good with it. He's been using it a lot.
Here comes out of the windup the fastball. This one turned on, but driven well foul out of play down the left field line. Count 1-2 to the number 9 hitter in the order for Martinsburg, Hudson Clement.
Matt checking out other sectional action over in AAA Region 2. Section 1, Morgantown is the 1 seed taking on the 4 seed Brook.
1-2 breaking ball. This one looked like it was going to stay high and inside, but Clement having to take a cut at it to stay alive. Didn't want to watch strike 3. Fouls it off to see the 1-2 again.
Wheeling Park's the 2 seed. They're hosting the 3 seed John Marshall. We'll check out Section 2 in a moment.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch, fastball. This one dribbled down the third base line. Coming up on it is Liam Wilson, right in no man's land as Hartman comes off the mound. Wilson comes in, and it's a leadoff single for Hudson Clement.
Yeah, as good as a bunt down that third base line. Took that big hop as it hit in the dirt. Oh, hang on. They're going to bring him back. Did that hit him, perhaps? As that one caromed high up into the air and then slowly trickled down into the grass.
I didn't see an indication in the way both players went towards that baseball.
It may have been one where a base umpire was able to pick it up as opposed to the plate umpire, James Franklin. They do send Clement back.
Well, here comes the 1-2 breaking ball inside, backing off the plate is Clement. Count even at 2 apiece.
And Clement certainly was not arguing. Neither was head coach Aaron Byler out of that third base coach's box. So
Hartman quickly out of the windup. Here comes a 2-2 pitch, a fastball, swing and a miss, and Clement goes down on strikes.
4 Ks now in the ball game for Hartman. You go back to when he pitched against Martinsburg on May 8th. He had 6 through 5 2/3 innings. So a little more command, if you will, here in this matchup.
Back to the top of the order, it's Landon Sifford. A strikeout victim, his first at-bat. Breaking ball misses high, ball 1. That one finishing about neck high.
Again, over in AAA Region 1, Section 2, Bridgeport, the top seed. They're hosting Preston today, and University, the 2 seed, hosting 3 seed Buchanan Upshur.
The 1-0 fastball fouled into the backstop by Sifford. Count even at 1. Sifford looking for his 26th hit of the year. In that leadoff spot, 12 walks as well, now 14 strikeouts.
Now we talked about it in the pregame. Martinsburg's success in the midst of this 12 wins in 13 games has been offense, and the way they've been able to put the bat on the ball and make things happen. Got to find that in this one.
1-1 breaking ball. This one lifted into foul territory down the first base line, moving over onto this Kyle Lohr, and he will make the catch to retire the second batter of the inning. 2 down as it brings up Jack Reisenweber.
Again, Hartman's doing just a tremendous job of keeping hitters off balance. Martinsburg is not making solid contact. Everything is kind of soft off the bat, and the defense is playing well behind it.
Reisenweber struck out looking on one of these several good breaking balls we've seen from Blake Hartman today. Hartman going first pitch fastball. This one right down the middle, strike 1. Rosenweber in the inner third of that batter's box. An open stance to start, then steps to about shoulder width apart. Takes the 0-1 fastball above the letters for ball one, count even at 1.
Yeah, that back foot about even with the point on the back of the plate. So when he strides, that front foot is out along the front line of the batter's box.
Breaking ball at the end of the bat, sent into center field. Moving over is Kobe Hazlett, and he will make the play to retire the side. Martinsburg goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. Musselman back to bat when we go to the top of the fourth next. It's 2-0 Appleman. We're back in 60 seconds.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. We are into the fourth inning. Musselman with the lead on the road against the higher-seeded Martinsburg Bulldogs. It's the opening round of the sectional tournament for baseball across the Mountain State. I believe some games got in yesterday. Want to look at some scores from around the state. I think I saw some scores from yesterday, but may be mistaken. Want to see if there is any updates on scores from around the state. I know the Eastern Panhandle chose to give everybody the Memorial Day holiday. First pitch swinging into left field. It's Sam Simpson, and that will bounce in, and that is the second hit of the day for Sam Simpson, who came in with just 8 hits on the year. He's now got 2. He's 2 for 2, and another leadoff batter reaching for the Appleman. That's now 3 of 4.
Yeah, Edwards was able to get the leadoff batter in the third inning, but unable to get Simpson here. And, yeah, what a game he is having in that number 8 spot in the order. And right behind him, Trevor Bohr had a hit his first time up. So look at the 8 and 9 spots. They're 3 for 3.
And Bohr went the opposite way with a hit into shallow left. He'll square it up on here, pops it up, and Asanovich not going to find it in time. It hits the screen just to the left of us. Strike one.
Now, Coach Hartman back in that second inning did the exact same thing. It was a leadoff walk to Liam Wilson. Then Trenton Wolf was called on and laid down that sacrifice bunt. It led to 2 runs. In a situation like this, in a 2-0 lead, you want as many as you can get, so play for that run. Let's see if he tries again to lay down the sacrifice.
Simpson gets that lead off of first base. It's not going to be a square around a bunt. Instead, this one, a swing and sent into right center field. Moving over onto the Shine Knots, getting a big secondary lead was Sam Simpson, making sure that ball wasn't going to drop in a gap. Then he retreats back to first, 1 down.
Yeah, that was a tough one because of how high that one was hit, but yet also the precision spot almost dead into right center field. If that ball ends up dropping, Knotts and or Canby might be able to play it on a bounce, and if you're not far enough, you may very well get forced out at second.
Back to the top of the order for Musselman. It's Kyle Lohr, the lefty freshman, stands in. Breaking ball off the plate, ball 1. A single and a walk for Lohr today. Quickly stands back in as Edwards comes set out of the stretch. Here comes the 1-0. That one low with the fastball. Good block by Matthew Asanovich. 2-0 the count now to Lohr.
Yeah, Lohr has been impressive all season long. Youngster doing a great job defensively at first, but especially at the plate. Now this at-bat, remember the last at-bat, had the toes up there on the line towards the plate. Now it's backed off the plate just a little bit.
Probably a little more emphasis to pull one here with the right side open. Check back over to first base, back in on the dive, but much closer than it probably should have been with that move. Diving back into first safely is Sam Simpson. And the lefty up, there is a hole on the right side of the infield with Isaiah Morris having to hold on Simpson at first base. So Laura, I guess, moving back in the box a bit, seeing if he can pull one into right field. Edwards comes set. Ready with the 2-0 pitch to Lore. Fastball, this one driven over the head of the second baseman, Hudson Clement, into right field. Rounding second and trying for third is Sam Simpson. Here comes the throw in, and Simpson is into third, going first to third on the base hit into center field. Good piece of hitting for Kyle Lore. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, Hudson Clement, the second baseman, leaped as high as he could, but still fell a couple of feet short as that line drive went over his glove. And heads up base running Sam Simpson saw that one all the way and easily goes from first to third, but now has to have the shoe tied as he gets over there.
Asanovich steps out in front of the plate, giving the first and third defense with runners at the corners, and a golden opportunity for Baden Hartman to extend this lead.
Never been fast enough to almost run out of my shoes.
And you're still young. You'll get there. Hartman, an RBI already today on a sacrifice fly. First pitch swinging, a chopper getting past the shortstop Reisenweber, who was playing more towards the bag, and it's an RBI single to drive in the third run of the game for Musselman. Baden Hartman reaches on the RBI single, 3-0. The Applemen over the Dogs.
Second run batted in this one for Hartman, who had a sacrifice fly to center his last time up. He is getting the job done, and it looks like this go-around they will go ahead and call for a courtesy runner. I believe that's Brandon Berry. Is that a 5?
Your eyes are apparently better than mine, because
it is a 5.
All right. Blake Hartman stands in. First pitch low in the dirt. Blocked by Asanovich, ball 1.
So Brandon Berry, a junior, listed as an outfielder, going to serve as the courtesy runner at first. The way that Hartman is pitching and the way this offense is going right now for Martinsburg, this is a real crucial point in this game.
1-0 pitch, that one below the knees for ball 2. Blake 1 for 2 on the day, a single in the first inning and a strikeout in the second. Looking for RBI number 26 and hit number 38. And to extend this lead, here comes the 2-0 pitch. That fastball just off the plate, 3-0. And a walk would load the bases. Brandon Berry at first, a courtesy runner for Baden Hartman, and Kyle Lore at second base. Edwards out of the stretch, one squared around, but you could tell was just squaring around, taking the entire way for Blake Hartman, and ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to load the bases.
And again, the third walk issued in this game by Edwards, who had just 9 walks allowed in 39 and a third innings coming in. So
a quarter of his walks on the season have come in today's game.
Not having his best stuff, but still battling, and that's what you got to do out there right now.
Jacob Miller, the do batter. The righty stands in. First pitch well outside, sliding into the left-hand batter's box is Asanovich. And that's now 5 straight that have missed the zone off the right arm of Caleb Edwards.
Matt, 3 hits already in this half inning means 8 hits through the first 4 at-bats for Musselman. They've put 3 runs on the board, and they've had a chance for more. They've stranded 5 runners and have left 2 of those in scoring position. Martinsburg, on the other hand, no runs yet, just 2 hits, a pair of singles. Well, at least 1 legitimate hit, 1 controversial decision-type hit.
We'll have that argument at some point over the next week or so. We'll go back and watch it and reanalyze. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Miller takes a cut at it and fouls it off into the netting just to our right. Count even at 1 apiece. Nobody warming up in the Martinsburg bullpen, but you would imagine somebody's got to be on deck here to pitch, and looks like it may be somebody in the field.
Well, it looks like, just as you mentioned that, a couple of players grabbing gloves and going around the backside of the dugout.
The 1-1 pitch off the end of the bat. Clement up with it, fires over to Reisenweber at short to get 1 runner, but a run will come in to score as Kyle Lore makes it a 4-0 game. Musselman leading Martinsburg as it goes down as a fielder's choice off the bat of Jacob Miller. Sent it to second, but just too slow getting to Hudson Clement as he had to wait for Blake Hartman to kind of avoid that baseball, and just able to get Hartman at second base, but too much speed by Jacob Miller. He now stands safely at first.
Well, you take out the middleman, runners at the corners, and now that leaves an opportunity for Jacob Miller to be off.
Jason Myers stands in. His second at-bat of the day after not getting the nod in the starting lineup. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Maybe it's something about that 5 spot in the order because both Jackson Shockey and Jason Myers have struck out in their first opportunities in that number 5 spot.
Breaking ball in the 0-1 off the handle of the bat, but foul. Back to the backstop. Count no balls, 2 strikes.
Big pitch here. Edwards needs to get the out and get out of this frame without any further damage.
Edwards toes the pitching rubber, looks in. Gets his pitch. Comes set. Here comes the 0-2 pitch on the move from first to second as a ball outside and safely at second base is Jacob Miller, not even warranting a throw with a runner on third.
Yeah, Sonovich was busy trying to frame that pitch, maybe get a strike call on the outside corner as opposed to maybe coming up trying to throw with that runner at third.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch, fouled off. Out of play down the first baseline over the visitors' dugout here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Let's do that 1-2 again.
Told you earlier what's going on in Region 1. We'll check the other regions here as the game goes on.
The 1-2 pitch, a dribbler to first base. Morris up with it, tosses to the covering Edwards at first base, and that will retire the side. 2 more runs come across for Musselman in the inning, bottom of the 4th. When we come back, it is Musselman 4, Martinsburg 0.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
The even-numbered innings have been good for Musselman. 2 in the top of the 2nd and 2 more in the top of the 4th. Martinsburg Goose Eggs across the bottom of the score sheet have not plated a run yet. And looking at what they have done, just 2 runners have been left on base, and they've only gotten 1 into scoring position thus far. 4-0 as we go to the bottom of inning number 4 for Martinsburg. It'll be 3-4-5 due up, so the power part of the order. Let's see if the Dogs can get something going on the first game in the Eastern Panhandle, the sectional round of the postseason.
Matt, we talked about Region 1. Of course, we're in Region 2. Over in Region 3, Section 1, St. Albans is the top seed in the 5-team region, so they're going to get a bye. George Washington hosting South Charleston and Riverside entertaining Capital in the other matchups.
First pitch to the lefty, Isaiah Morris. This one lifted into right field. Moving back onto this Trevor Bohr, and he will make the catch on the warning track before bracing himself on the wall in right field. Morris pulled that one and put a charge into it, but it is just a long out one.
I remember his first time up, had a real big cut and shot it straight up in the air. The play was made in behind the mound by the shortstop Wolf. This time first pitch swinging, turned on it, and just missed a home run.
Brings up Caleb Edwards. Edwards will strike out his first at bat to lead off the second. First pitch, a breaking ball, that one high and inside, ball 1.
And you got to hope that maybe at least putting a charge in that baseball can begin to get something going for this Bulldog offense, but it has been flat so far.
The 1-0 pitch, that one off the plate for ball 2, and even looking into the dugout down the third base line. Not a whole lot of energy coming out of that dugout from pitch to pitch. Edwards, a .390 hitter coming in. Here comes that 2-0. That one low, bouncing into Baden Hartman. Count 3-0. And for Martinsburg, even if it's not a hit, you just want base runners at this point.
That's it. You'll take them. And so far, Blake Hartman has not walked a batter. See what he does here. That finishing up Region 3, Section 2, Greenbrier East, the top seed, hosting Princeton. Oak Hill, the 2 seed, entertains Woodrow Wilson.
Here comes the 3-0. The old automatic, the fastball right down the middle. Count 3-1 to Edwards. Matt, you mentioned no walks for Hartman. Has at least one strikeout in each of his first 3 innings. Doubled that and got 2 in the first. Here comes the 3-1. Breaking ball low and away, ball 4.
That's been his pitch throughout this game, keeping Martinsburg hitters off balance with that curve breaking down and away from that right-hand batter, or he started it off that inside corner and snapped it across the plate. Went back to that pitch in this situation but could not find the strike zone.
Peyton DeMarco, the courtesy runner for today's starting pitcher, Caleb Edwards. He now takes first base as Jake Zittel steps in the batter's box. Zittel, a infield single and or E6, depending on who you asked at the time, and may still ask between Matt and myself.
I'm going to check both game changers.
Here comes the first pitch. This one driven right back up the middle into center field. That one a true single. Sliding into second is Peyton DeMarco. That one hit hard enough and having to freeze to make sure it wasn't going to be caught by middle infield. DeMarco had to pause just a bit and ended up being not quite a bang play at second base, but pretty darn close.
Yep, no doubt about that when he said, hey, I'm not giving you a chance to argue whether that first one was a hit or not. He drilled that one right back through the box.
2 runners on, 1 down, breaking ball. Just outside, ball 1 to Michael Lupus. Lupus a single in the second inning as well. Out of the stretch, here's the 1-0 from Hartman. That one inside, ball 2.
By the way, Hedgesville with a 13-0 lead now over Martinsburg, with the Lady Bulldogs batting in the top of the 5th inning in the girls' softball sectional opener.
Count now 3-0 as the 2-0 pitch missed in a very similar location to Lupus. Michael Lupus one pitch away from drawing a walk that will load the bases. Hartman looks in. Comes set in the stretch. Here comes that 3-0. That one low and away, bouncing away from Hartman, but doesn't matter. Both runners will advance and load the bases for Shine Knotts with 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, a couple of base on balls, and we've seen that hurt Martinsburg starter Caleb Edwards as the very first run of the ball game reached on a walk, and there were walks involved in helping to continue that 2-run 4th inning as well.
Knotts 0 for 1 as he steps in that right-hand batter's box. 18 runs driven in this year, 17 hits. First pitch to Knotts upstairs for ball 1. Now 5 straight out of the zone for Hartman.
A little more life in that Martinsburg dugout off the third base side now.
Not quite surviving advanced yet, but you would imagine got a little urgency as it is the playoffs. As the 1-0 pitch low inside, ball 2, 6 straight out of the zone for Hartman.
Well, while you have, I don't want to call it the luxury of losing a game because you never want to, and that's the key. You want to stay in that winner's bracket and keep the pressure on your opponent as much as possible.
2-0 fastball right down the middle. Not quite the old automatic on the 3-0, but had to throw a strike there. Did not want to be a pitch away from walking in a run. Knotts steps back in. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, a fastball. This one off the end of the bat, but past Trenton Wolf into left field. 1 run scores, and Martinsburg is on the board for the first time today on the RBI single for Shine Knotts. His 19th run of the season driven in. DeMarco scores from third. It's 4-1 Musselman.
Boy, that ball barely trickling past the glove of Trenton Wolf, who had a lot of ground to cover going to his right and bending down trying to backhand that one.
I think the result is the same, whether he gets that ball or not. I think Knotts enough speed that he's probably getting to first base regardless, and that run will come in to score from third base. So now instead of just an infield single, it'll go down as a true single into left field.
Got out of the infield. It is, let's see, now a final in that girls' softball game as Martinsburg did not score in that top half of the 5th inning. So the mercy rule should kick in that one, and there it is, 13-0, Hedgesville getting the win in softball.
The batter is Matthew Asanovich. A ground ball again, a shortstop. Wolf comes over, makes a play, fires over to second, 4-1. And holding the ball at second base is Sam Simpson. So 1 out on what looked like it could have been a double play baseball, but it does score Jake Zittel from third base. And Martinsburg, a pair of runs in the bottom of the fourth so far to match what Musselman did in the top of the fourth. It's 4-2.
Well, there you go. Put the ball in play, get a run across. Asanovich will get credit with that RBI, and you still have a chance for more. I believe we have a courtesy runner over at first now.
Okay, 20.
I think that's
25 or yeah, Isaac Grove.
Yep.
The courtesy runner for the catcher. As it brings up Hudson Clement. A high average in that number 9 spot. Takes ball 1 high and inside.
So the Dogs getting just what they wanted. You give up 2 in the top half of that fourth inning, able to answer and get those 2 right back in this bottom of the fourth.
1-0 pitch. That one inside corner for strike 1. Clement steps back in again. Not your typical number 9 hitter, a .419 batter coming into the game. Runners at the corners. Moving is Grove from first to second. No throw. As the first and third defense was just a sharply thrown ball back to the pitcher. Still standing at third is Michael Lupus with now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 down.
And not going to risk a throw down, and Martinsburg trying to steal a run.
The 2-1 pitch driven into left center field, and nobody's going to get to it. That one's going to one bounce the fence. 1 run comes around, and a second comes around with Grove touching home plate. And just like that, we got a tie ball game. 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth for Martinsburg. It's tied at 4.
Good piece of hitting. Hudson Clement driving that one into that gap out in left center field. No doubt about it as it came off of his bat. Miller in left, Hazlett in center. Neither one was going to get to it. Clutch hitting out of the number 9 spot in the order.
Back to the top of the orders, it's Landon Sifford hoping to keep this rally going. Now 3 hits in the inning to go along with 2 walks for Martinsburg. Breaking ball, that one above the letters, ball 1.
Both of those walks have come in to score. Edwards walked with 1 out, and Lupus walked still with 1 out. 2 of those 4 runs on the board.
1-0 lifted out of play over top of our heads for strike 1. Count even at 1. Sifford 0 for 2 on the day. A runner in scoring position, and with 2 outs, Clement will be moving on contact. So anything into the outfield will most likely score a run. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This one lifted into foul territory over towards the first base dugout. Laura moving over, but will run out of real estate. Foul ball for strike 2.
Important pitch coming here for Hartman. Chance to get out of this inning without any further damage. Go-ahead run is in scoring position at second base. Would like to get Sifford.
Aaron Byler going to call down Landon Sifford. They will meet halfway between third base and home plate.
Matt want to round out Region 4 in Section 1. Cabell Midland, the top seed. They're taking on Lincoln County in the opener. Huntington is the 2 seed, entertaining Spring Valley as the 3 seed. Give you Section 2 in a moment.
Hardman comes set in the stretch. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball outside, ball 2.
And over in Section 2 in Region 4, Hurricane, the top seed, against Parkersburg in the opening round of Parkersburg South. The 2 seed entertains Ripley.
Hardman looks in, quickly gets the pitch he wants. Here comes the 2-2 fastball, trailing away. The count's full, 3-2.
Good eye by Sifford, not chasing a couple of pitches off that outside part of the plate.
Sifford has drawn 12 walks on the season. Has notched 2 more strikeouts than walks. Here comes the 3-2, a swing and a miss. And the second strikeout of the day for Landon Sifford. But the damage done for Martinsburg here in the bottom of the fourth. They tie it up with 4 runs as we go to the top of the fifth when we come back tied at 4 between Musselman and Martinsburg.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local. Why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
We've reached the fifth inning at P.O. Faulkner Park, and it is a new ball game as we're tied at 4. Martinsburg playing 4 in the bottom of inning number 4 after 2 in the second for Musselman, 2 in the top of the 4th for Musselman as well. Due up for the Applemen in the top of inning number 5. It will be 6, 7, 8. That's Wilson, Wolf, and Simpson. Caleb Edwards back out for his 5th inning of work. First pitch strike with a fastball in the outside corner to Liam Wilson. Wilson taking all the way. Count 0-1.
Well, this portion of the order has done damage, Matt. The 6, 7, 8, and 9 guys have 4 hits.
0-1 pitch low and inside for ball 1 as the count even at 1.
Had a walk, and 3 of the 4 runs on the board right now for Musselman have come from this part of the order.
Breaking ball at the end of the bat, right back up the middle. Edwards able to get a glove on it and keep it right next to the mound. He'll take a step off, grab the ball, fire over to first for out number 1.
And you mentioned it earlier on the bunt play off the bat of Trenton Wolf in the 2nd inning. I love the way Caleb Edwards goes about it defensively. He takes his time, makes sure of the play in front of him, no panic, no rush. Able to knock that one down, stay with it, and get the out.
Brings up Trenton Wolf, who takes a fastball low and away. Backhanded stab by Asanovich as that one skimming the dirt on its way in. Count 1-0. Wolf 0 for 1 on the day in his 2 at-bats. Does have a sacrifice bunt as that 1-0, a called strike 1 at the plate.
All right, I was trying to check both game changers to see if we could have a tiebreaker in our discussion over a hit or no hit.
The 1-1 pitch driven to right field as Jordan Canby works to his left and hauls it in at about 275 feet in right field for out number 2.
That was earlier when Jake Zittel reached on what I ruled an infield hit. Matt wanted to call an error. Musselman doesn't have anything up on the game changer, so they're keeping it apparently in the dugout but not connected to the internet, so I'll wait and check after the game and see. But, of course, the Martinsburg one, agreeing with me, it's a hit.
I figured they would probably agree with you.
Which is why I wanted to check them both.
Number 8 hitter in the order is Sam Simpson. He takes ball 1, and talk about production in the bottom of the order for Sam Simpson. Came in a 178 hitter, 8 hits on the year. He's got a pair of them already and has come around to score a couple of runs and drive in a run. This one lifted into shallow right field. Is it the 3rd hit of the day? It is not robbed by Hudson Clement going into right field. Canby coming in on it. Clement working back and an over-the-shoulder basket catch, Willie Mays style, for Hudson Clement to retire the side. They go in order. Do the Applemen. Wilson retired on a ground ball, a fly out for Wolf, and a pop out for Simpson. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th when we come back and see if the Bulldog bats are staying hot or not. We're tied at 4. We're back after this.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Bottom of inning number 5. We are tied at 4 between Musselman and Martinsburg. For Martinsburg, the bats coming alive. Their last at bat in the fourth. 4 runs come across on 3 hits to go along with 2 walks. And, Matt, when you look at the innings that have been trouble for either side, it's because they have drawn walks, or if you're in the field, it's because they have given up walks. And that's been the story of this game, and something we talked about in the pregame is something to watch out for.
Yeah, and, for Edwards on the hill for Martinsburg, a young man that had not walked a lot of batters when you consider his time on the mound. And for Blake Hartman, really similar. I mean, he had given up 15 walks, but has been out there and thrown a lot as well. And in this game, those walks have certainly been a key part of the runs that are on the board.
We do have a new pitcher. It's Trevor Bohr on the mound for Musselman. The batter is Jack Reisenweber, who takes strike 1. Get to Bohr's number in a moment. That means it's going to be 4 for the starter Blake Hartman as the 0-1 pitch misses low for ball 1 count, even at 1.
Hartman now at short. Looking to see if Wolf moved over maybe to second or if he went into the outfield.
Try to get those defensive substitutions when we get a chance. The 1-1 pitch misses low for ball 2. It looks like it is Hartman just because of the eye black on the face at shortstop. The 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball to even things up at 2. Out of the windup, more towards the third base side of the rubber is Bohr. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball. That one low, bouncing away from Hartman. Count full.
Looking back through, Martinsburg's not had the leadoff guy on yet in an inning.
Here comes the payoff pitch from Trevor Bohr. Reisenweber awaits and sends one right back up the middle, right past Trenton Wolf at shortstop and into center field for a leadoff base hit. And, Matt, that is still Trenton Wolf at shortstop, number 4, and apparently he has the eye black on as well. Thought that may have been Blake Hartman just on appearance.
Nope, Hartman's in center. That's the situation. And then Hazlett, who was in center, has now apparently moved over to right. That's where Bohr was, and that makes sense when you consider Hartman typically in the outfield. So, yeah, I'm with you. I was picking up some of the eye black look.
There'll be a test later, folks. Make sure you're remembering where everybody is. First pitch to Isaiah Morris. That one outside corner, but a called strike 1.
Hey, he sees more than one pitch in an at-bat. Morris in his first 2 at-bats went after the first pitch with a pop out to short and a fly out deep to right.
Lefty on lefty matchup as that breaking ball low and away, count even at 1 for Hartman. 4 innings, 4 runs given up on 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. But those walks proved costly as both came around to score as part of the 4-run bottom of the 4th for Martinsburg. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, a ground ball, a late hop to the second baseman. Simpson fires to second, and then a double play turn, a good turn for Wolf, and a pick at first for Kyle Lohr. 2 down.
A tough break there for Morris. Off the end of the bat, didn't get a lot on it, bounced it right at the second baseman. That's a good turn. Simpson going to Wolf and then on to first to get the double play.
Brings up Caleb Edwards with the bases empty. Negates a leadoff single for Jack Reisenweber with that double play. But again, a very solid turn by the middle infield of Musselman and a good pick at first for Lohr. First pitch to Edwards, low and away, ball 1. Swing and a miss on the 1-0. Tied her now even at 1 to Edwards, who has a walk on the day and a strikeout. Came around to score the first of 4 runs in the 4th. 390 hitter coming into the day, looking to help out his own cause. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, never quite caught the plate. As sliding over to keep it in front was Baden Hartman. Count 2-1 to Edwards. Bohr looks in. Also rocking the eye black down the cheeks. Out of the windup, the 2-1 pitch, low and inside, ball 3. Hitters count now to Caleb Edwards at 3-1.
Matt, we had Hartman at around 76 pitches. We had 42 for strikes. So don't know if pulling him at that moment, maybe to preserve a little more time maybe later in this tournament.
Edwards swinging at a 3-1. Off the handle, but going the opposite way. Foul out of play back over towards Charlotte Prather.
And you get too deep into a game with your pitch count, and there are a certain number of days of rest that you have to have before being able to get back out there. Always tough decisions that you have to make as a head coach or manager.
Payoff pitch on the 3-2. That one low. An easy take for Caleb Edwards as he will earn the 2-out walk.
Well, he walked his last time up, gave way to Peyton DeMarco, and once again, there goes DeMarco making his way over to first base. Trying to get you some of those numbers on Bohr. There we go. Bohr came in with 23 innings pitched. This is his 11th appearance, 2-0 with a 3.65 ERA.
Breaking ball misses low to Jake Zittel, who's had 2 singles on the day. Came around to score once as well. Bohr comes set out of the stretch. Quick look over to first. Now delivers to the plate. And it's a strike on the inside corner. Count even at 1.
The sophomore has given up 22 runs, but only 12 earned on 31 hits with 28 strikeouts and 14 walks.
1-1 pitch, a breaking ball outside corner, strike 2 called.
Yeah, very nice pitch. Actually starts off the plate and then breaks in across that outside corner.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Marco on the move to second. A swing and a miss at the plate. Strike 3, and the side is retired for Martinsburg to end the 5th. The top of the 6th. When we come back, we're still tied at 4. We're back in 60 seconds.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Tied at 4 as we go to the 6th inning. It was 2 in the 2nd inning for Musselman, as well as the top of the 4th for the Applemen. They played at a pair. And then all 4 of Martinsburg's runs coming in the bottom of inning number 4. Tied at 4 as we go to the 6th. Welcome back in with play-by-play, Matt Miller.
Matt Crawford, thank you very much. Donald Kinney is running our camera today. Sherry Dieter Davis, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin is our engineer back at the studio. 9-1-2 hitters for Musselman, trying to get something going in an even inning. And, Matt, the even innings have been theirs. First pitch, bounced foul off the end of the bats towards the backstop behind home plate, and it's 0-1. Bohr out of that 9 spot has singled into left, and his last time up had a fly out to center, so he is 1 for 2. Edwards ready. Big right-hander lifts the leg, delivers. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. A waist-high hop for Reisenweber. The throw to first in plenty of time, and Bohr grounds out 6-3.
And not as easy of a play for Reisenweber to make as it may have looked, as that one taking a late hop right into the chest, but he's able to keep it in the glove, using that offhand to make sure that ball is blocked into the glove. And you see the strong arm from the senior shortstop. 1 down.
He has done a great job this season defensively. Got to put he and Camion Gonzalez both up there. Very good shortstops here in the Panhandle. First pitch swinging, Kyle Lohr grounds this one to the second baseman. Over a little bit to his left, Hudson Clement able to scoop, make the throw to first. And 3 pitches, 2 outs in this Musselman 6th inning.
That's going to have to be a heck of a 2-out rally to keep the even number inning streak going.
Baden Hartman to the plate for his 4th at bat. Lohr, by the way, retired for the first time in this game. First pitch in there for a strike. The freshman out of the leadoff spot had a couple of singles and a walk before that ground ball out for the second out of this 6th inning. Baden Hartman awaits, swings, and that one came off of the plate umpire, and James Franklin goes down after that one. That was not a glancing shot. That was a full force off the foul. Franklin down on his knees trying to shake this one off. Coaching staff for Musselman heading out as they were already down the lines. That's Coach Klepner out of the first base coach's box, Coach Hartman out of the third base box, and now the trainer for Martinsburg is out. That ball seemed to catch him along the top part of the chest protector, may have even gotten over it on that left shoulder. That's what they are looking at and working on right now. He is getting to his feet and going to be okay. His partners come down to check in on him as well. All of those guys are going, man, been there, done that, know how that feels, not fun. He is A-OK, and we will get back to action with 2 outs and the base is empty. And, Matt, for all the momentum it seemed that Musselman had when they put those 2 runs on the board in that top half of the 4th inning, and when Martinsburg was coming to the plate in the bottom of the 4th, we were talking not a lot of life in that Martinsburg dugout. It has completely switched.
It has, and it's going to be a very important at-bat for Martinsburg coming up in the bottom of the 6th.
Back to action. Here's the pitch. Hit off the end of the bat, sinking quickly out into left center field, and it drops in for a base hit. Hartman on that 0-1 delivers a single, dropping it in front of the center fielder, Shine Knotts.
And I don't want this to come off as negative in any way because they've gotten on base, but you haven't seen Musselman hit anything overly hard today. Their hits have been, a single here, single there. They're spraying it all over the ballpark, and they're doing enough to get on base. And, I mean, that's the game of baseball. It doesn't matter how you get on, but you get on and work guys around. We haven't seen that one big shot yet for Musselman.
Blake Hartman with a chance to maybe provide that. Swinging at the first pitch, sends this one deep into left center field, ranging back on it and watching that one go out for a home run is Landon Sifford. There you go. That's the big hit that you were talking about. 3rd homer on the year for Hartman. A 2-run blast that will make it 6-4 Musselman. And Hartman now with 27 RBI on the season.
We mentioned it had to be a heck of a 2-out rally to keep the even number inning streak going, and Hartman does just that, bringing in his younger brother Baden Hartman, a 2-run shot. That is RBI number 26 and 27 for Blake Hartman on the season, and let's see if that changes momentum back to the kids in red and green.
That's clearly a momentum changer. Now Martinsburg back down by a couple of runs. Will have to answer with 2 at-bats left in regulation. Jacob Miller to the plate, cleanup hitter. Looks to the pitch, a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Well, there you go.
That one certainly didn't have home run off the bat. That just kept on carrying, put a good charge into it, but wasn't a shot by any stretch of the imagination. The wind also blowing out towards left field, I'm sure helping that ball get out, but certainly looked like it may be a double for sure off the bat, but definitely didn't look like any of the home runs we had seen this year.
Swing and a bouncer foul along that third base side, and the count to Miller. Had a ball and a strike. Dimensions here, 305 down the lines, 350 into the alleys, 370 into center field. So that one, about maybe 355?
Yeah.
Pitch missing for ball 2 to Jacob Miller. Now at 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs, nobody on, 2 runs have scored. A strike on the outside corner as Miller watches it go by. Good-looking pitch from Edwards. Looking to get the out and get his team back up with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters do in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air. Foul out of play down the right field line. Miller has bounced into a fielder's choice, lined out to left, and then brought a run home as he, again, hit into a fielder's choice his last time up in the 4th. So 0 for 3 with RBI number 31 on the year. Leads the team in that category. Here's a pitch, hit towards the shortstop. Circling around it is Reisenweber. He's got it in the throw to first, not in time. Jacob Miller very quick getting down the line, legging that one out. That'll be an infield hit.
Yeah, and Reisenweber, you said it perfectly, really had to circle on that baseball. Did a good job of just getting the ball. It was high into the really the armpit of his body before he was able to come down with it on a high hop. and it had to be a good throw. It was, but just more speed by Jacob Miller out of the box.
So after the first two batters were retired, Baden Hartman delivered that little bloop single out into center. Blake Hartman, a two-run home run, and now an infield hit for Miller, and he's off with a pitch to the plate, and the throw down, not in time. Very close play, but Jacob Miller getting the hands in ahead of the tag of Reisenweber. The head-first dive gives him the steal.
He also bounced right in front of Reisenweber covering the bag. If that one's a few inches up, may have been an even closer play.
Jason Myers with his third at-bat since entering as a DH. Swings and bounces this one towards the third baseman. Nice play by Michael Lupus, ranging over to his left, went down to his knees, sprawled out to grab that one, and then got to his feet and made the throw to first. So Myers retired 5-3, but the damage done in the inning, and all with two outs. The big two-run home run from Blake Hartman has Musselman back in front. Going to the bottom of the sixth when we come back, with Musselman leading 6-4.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine board certified orthopedic surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
So the young man that made the nice defensive play to end the top half of the sixth inning gets a chance to start it in the bottom of the sixth. Michael Lupus, third baseman, takes a pitch outside from Trevor Bohr, ball 1. Lupus out of the number 6 spot in the order, has been on base twice, has singled and has walked. 1-0 delivery in on his hands, popped him up. Moving out into shallow right field is the second baseman, and Sam Simpson having to reach back just a little bit, able to pull that one in. Oh, and he goes immediately to the eyes. Looks like he may have gotten some dust in the eye, but was able to stay with it and make the play.
Yeah, it looked like he camped right underneath of it, and then at the last minute reaching out with that left hand across his body. Again, doesn't matter how you make the out. It goes down as a fly out in a shallow right by the second baseman.
One away base is empty for Shine Knotts. Had an RBI single his last time up. Fouls this one out of play first base side. He is 1 for 2. A fly out to left in the second. The RBI single, a part of that 4-run fourth inning. All 4 on the board for Martinsburg came in that fourth. They did not score in the fifth. They bat now down by 2 in the bottom of the sixth inning. Breaking pitch from Bohr on the outside corner for strike 2. Bohr, a left-hander, works from that third base side of the pitching rubber. Ready to go with a pitch bounced foul, third base side. And that one hauled in by head coach Aaron Byler. Down in that third base coach's box. Count holding 0-2.
And for Martinsburg now down to their final 5 outs of this game, the way it's playing out. Need to find some sort of consistency at the plate. Again, the one big inning, but other than that, not real consistent at the plate today.
Here's a pitch that misses high. Now with a ball and 2 strikes to the senior center fielder. 1 down, nobody on. Matthew Asanovich due next. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Hit in the air into left center field. Ranging back on it is Jacob Miller. Over to his left as well. He's there and pulls it in for out number 2. A pop out and a fly out. 2 away, nobody on for Asanovich. Tonight, Hedgesville host Spring Mills. That game time at 7. We will not be able to bring it to you here, as we'll be covering the Martinsburg High School graduation beginning at that same time at 7 o'clock. Swinging away, Asanovich sends one the other way, and ranging over is Hazlett to his left, and the right fielder makes the grab, and Martinsburg goes 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. We go to the 7th and final inning of regulation when we come back with Musselman leading Martinsburg 6-4.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood and Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Top half of the 7th and final inning of regulation. The 6, 7, 8 hitters, Liam Wilson, Trenton Wolf, Sam Simpson for Musselman, looking for some additional insurance right now with just a 2-run lead at 6-4. Neither team scored in the first. Musselman put 2 on the board in the top of the 2nd. Neither team scoring in the 3rd. Musselman put 2 more on the board in the top of the 4th. Martinsburg answered with all 4 of their runs in that bottom of the 4th inning. Neither team scored in the 5th. Musselman getting the 2-run home run from Blake Hartman last time up in the top of the 6th. And that's where we stand at 6-4. Musselman in the lead. We told you in the pregame, if you missed it, Martinsburg has won 12 of the last 15 in this series, dating back to the 2016 season, and 2 of the 3 wins for Musselman have come in the sectional tournament, including last time out in 2019 in the sectional tournament. Caleb Edwards trying to finish it out there against Liam Wilson, throws strike 1.
They're the Cinderella team, no doubt about it.
Edwards ready, and the pitch, a bouncing ball back up the middle. The shortstop has it, and Reisenweber's throw to first in time to get him. Wilson grounds out 6-3, and that is just what the doctor ordered for Edwards. We would have him now at about 98 pitches. Remember, he can go to 110 before having to be pulled, and can throw a few more as he would reach that 110 pitch mark in the middle of an at-bat. Trenton Wolf, the hitter, nobody on with 1 out. First pitch swinging, grounds it to the third baseman. Michael Lupus has it in his throw in plenty of time. 3 pitches, 2 outs in the Musselman half of the 7th.
And Lupus lucky on that one. He started coming up before that baseball got to him. He's lucky he didn't get Buckner right there and have that one go into left field.
Why'd you have to bring up Buckner? Leave the man alone.
Well, can you name a more famous time where a baseball went under the glove of somebody?
No.
No.
That one probably takes the
That's
cake.
the prize you get.
Brings up Sam Simpson. He'll take strike 1. Simpson 2 for 3, an RBI single in the 2nd. A single and a run scored in the 4th. Last time up, a pop out into shallow right. Takes this pitch low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was that great play, by the way, for Hudson Clement. I was waiting to see if he and Jordan Camby had communicated enough that there wasn't a collision. It was a heck of a play. Swinging away, it's a base hit into center field on the 1-1 for Sam Simpson. Got jammed a little bit, Matt, but fought it off for the base hit.
And where did this come from for Sam Simpson? I mean, the guy in the order, you're going, okay, there's no easy out in the game of baseball, but the guy that, if you're Caleb Edwards, you got to feel confident going, okay, he's a 178 hitter. Let's make this happen. He's hitting 750 today, 3 for 4.
8 total hits on the season, has 3 today. A 2-out base runner brings up Trevor Bohr. First pitch swinging, sends this one into that gap in right center field. Camby moving back on another right fielder, tracks it down. Good play, Jordan Camby, ranging far to his right and making the backhand grab on the run.
Final 3 outs for Martinsburg coming up. They need 2 to tie.
And they will send to the plate the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the bottom of the 7th. We'll go there when we come back with Musselman leading Martinsburg 6-4.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com.
NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together. Moving to the bottom half of inning number 7. Trevor Bohr on to try to close this one out. And what actually looked to pick up the win in relief. As Blake Hartman, the starter, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits in 4 innings, struck out 5 and walked 2. When he left, it was a tie ball game at 4. Trevor Bohr came in and pitched that 5th inning, gave up a single and a walk, but a double play ground ball helped that inning to go by without any damage, and then set down the side in order in the Martinsburg 6th inning. So it brings up Hudson Clement trying to get the rally started for the Dogs. Number 9 hitter in the order, and the first pitch to him, down low, ball 1. That one bouncing away from the catcher, Baden Hartman.
A 2 RBI double in that 4th inning. Drove in the last 2 runs, scored Isaac Grove, the courtesy runner, and Michael Lupus. So a quality last at bat for Hudson Clement, and he's going to need another one here.
Here's the pitch. A strike on the outside corner in the count, 1-1. Clement steps out, takes a practice, not really even a full swing, just kind of working on
throwing the hands.
Yep, throwing the hands, the contact zone. He swings, he gets a piece of this breaking pitch, bouncing it foul right at the plate.
And that one outside, but having to protect after the last pitch was on the outside part of the zone, but maybe a couple inches off the plate. Got to protect.
A ball and 2 strikes. Clement a strikeout victim his first time up, 1 for 2, including that RBI, or I should say 2 RBI double. Trying to be a starter here. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a bouncer back up the middle, gloved by Bohr. He'll run towards first and then make the soft overhand toss, and Hudson Clement is retired.
That's a pretty impressive play for a lefty pitcher. That ball hit to the slight first base side of the mound. And with the lefty on the mound and Bohr, you usually think he's falling off towards the third base side, was able to get himself upright quick enough and reach back across his body. That is not an easy play on the mound for Trevor Bohr.
It'll bring up Landon Sifford in that leadoff spot, and he'll take strike 1. Sifford looking to get on for the first time in this one. A pair of strikeouts sandwiched in between. A pop out in foul territory to the first baseman. Swings and sends this one back past the pitcher. Coming in on it, the second baseman. He'll scoop and throw, and got him by a half a step. Sam Simpson with the play. Boy, a lot of English on that one as it hit the slope of the mound and then headed towards the second baseman.
And it honestly probably helped Musselman get the out. If that keeps going the way it is, that's either an infield single or going to be a single up the middle. But with it spinning towards second base, it gave Sam Simpson the opportunity to come up and make that play. I didn't think he was going to have the play if he didn't try to barehand that baseball, but had time to get it with the glove and just get Sifford by a step. Not even a step, a half step, a toe.
2 outs, nobody on, brings up Jack Reisenweber. First pitch to him off that outside edge for ball 1. Reisenweber had a single his last time up in the 5th inning, 1 for 3 in this one. Takes outside again, 2 balls, no strikes. Got caught looking at a 3-2 pitch in the first, a fly out to center in the 3rd. That single came in the 5th inning, but he was eventually erased on a double play. Takes a strike here. Now 2-1. Last chance for the Dogs, down 6-4. Got to find a way to keep this inning going. Get a couple of runs to tie it or 3 to win it. Here's a pitch outside. Now 3-1.
Right now you need a base runner. Can't worry about runs till you get somebody on base.
Chance to do that right here as Reisenweber has the count in his favor. Here comes that 3-1 pitch. Just a bit high. May have been off that outside edge as well. That is ball 4. Reisenweber draws the 2-out walk, and it brings up Isaiah Morris.
Morris has hit the ball hard a couple of times today. 0 for 3, nothing really to show for it if you're just looking at the stat sheet. But he drove one to the warning track in right field, his second at-bat, and if he hit it as far as he did high in his first at-bat, that one may not have landed yet.
Tough matchup here, though, that lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way, and that one down low, bounces by Baden Hartman to the backstop. It's a ball and no strikes to Morris, and Reisenweber on that pitch in the dirt moves up to second.
Matt, have we seen that yet today?
We have not.
I was going to say, that's the first pass ball wild pitch that's advanced a runner on the base paths. Been a very well-pitched game in that regard.
So a run in scoring position, but not the tying run. Swinging away, here's a line drive into center field, dropping, and it will be a base hit. Fielded by Blake Hartman on a bounce. He'll make the wise decision and the throw to second to make sure that Isaiah Morris does not advance. He's at first with the RBI single scoring Reisenweber and drawing Martinsburg to within a run, trailing 6-5.
And a pinch runner coming in for Isaiah Morris. It will be Isaac Grove, so he will no longer be the courtesy runner for Asanovich. Now a pinch runner for Morris.
So Grove with good speed at first. Do you risk putting him in motion? Lohr holds the runner at first.
It's going to be tough on a lefty because you get the shorter lead, but Grove antsy over there right now.
He's got a good lead. Bohr looking, lifts the leg. First pitch to Edwards. Just off that outside corner, ball 1.
And you know what that does? That now puts you in the head of the pitcher, Trevor Bohr. If you're antsy like that over at first base, he's thinking he can get you and is not paying attention to the guy at the plate.
1-0 pitch on the way. On the inside corner, it is a strike. 1-1 now to Edwards, who is 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. In the fourth and in the fifth, drew walks. 6-5 Musselman. Martinsburg batting 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, last chance. A runner at first. The 1-1 pitch on the outside corner. That's a called strike 2, and now Edwards has to protect. Got to try to find a way to put it in play or at least foul it off. Live to see another pitch. Grove has shown no sign that he might try to steal. The 1-2 is due. There goes the runner. Here comes the pitch, and it's a high bouncer towards third. He'll back up on it, and it'll get by Liam Wilson out into left field, and Grove will go to third base. Tremendous base running for Isaac Grove to be able to go from first to third on that bouncing ball as he was off with the pitch.
And it certainly helps that Liam Wilson going to his left and that ball getting away from him, so nobody at third base covering the bag, so he really only had to make sure he got halfway because then it's a foot race and he's got the speed to beat Liam Wilson back to the bag.
Peyton DeMarco takes over again as the courtesy runner at first. Runners at the corners. You've got 2 outs in the inning. The infield started to pull in, but now moving back into regular position. They've got a chance to get the final out at either second or at first. And the first pitch to Zittel, a strike on the outside corner. See if DeMarco goes in motion at all to try to force the defense's hand. If he gets to second, you put the winning run in scoring position. There he goes, and the pitch to the plate just missing, and no throw down as Hartman dropped to his knees to hold on to that one. So DeMarco, with the steal, if you will, puts himself into scoring position, and now with the count at a ball and a strike. And first base open, we had time taken, and Coach Hartman and Musselman deciding, let's go ahead and put Jake Zittel at first. He'll get the intentional walk, and it'll be up to Michael Lupus now with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And now you have a force out at any base for the infield. That's why you go ahead and load them up there.
And you're playing the average game.
Michael Lupus, right-hand batter, takes a pitch very high and outside. Great job by Hartman to leap up there and grab it. That is ball one. If that goes to the backstop,
that's tie ball game.
Yeah. Grove in foul territory, beginning to stretch out his lead. Here comes the pitch to the plate. That one on the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1.
And, man, how about the two-out rallies we've seen in this game?
Yeah.
It was a hit and a home run on back-to-back at-bats with 2 outs for Musselman to take the 2-run lead, and now quite a rally here for the Dogs.
1-1 pitch missing down and in. 2 balls and a strike to Lupus, who is 1 for 2. Had that bloop single into shallow right his first time up. Drew a walk and scored in that 4-run fourth, and last time up, a pop out to second. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch. Here it comes right down the middle. Thought he was going to swing and then decided not to and took a called strike 2.
I want to get so many to take a cut at. That one looked awful nice from where we're sitting.
He chokes up on the bat just a little bit. The 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. It's on the way, and it's a chopper right at home plate. Foul, and the catcher, Baden Hartman, had no idea where it was. It bounced just to his right and then right up into his lap. So that is a foul ball. It holds 2 balls and 2 strikes. The bases remain loaded. 2 outs, a run in, and Martinsburg in need of another. Down 6-5. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. Popped up over towards the first baseman in foul territory. Kyle Lohr pulls it in, and the ball game is over. And the Musselman Applemen, as the 3 seed, have pulled the upset, knocking off the 2 seed Martinsburg Bulldogs by a final score of 6-5. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, then come back and tell you all about it as we get into our post-game show. It's West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We welcome you back into P.O. Faulkner Park, heading into our post-game show. Matt Miller, Matt Crawford with you. Donald Kenny on our TV10 camera. Thanks to Sherry Dieter Davis. Our on-site producer, Colin McLaughlin, is our engineer back at the studio. Well, Matt, the Musselman Applemen do it again. They knock off the Martinsburg Bulldogs in postseason baseball. A one-run affair, 6-5 the final. It was the even innings that were enough to knock out Martinsburg, who mustered up 4 runs in the 4th, but just 1 in the 7th. They leave the bases loaded, the tying run at 3rd, and the winning run at 2nd.
I'll tell you what, this game saw a little bit of everything. Saw a long ball, saw a lot of a very short baseball, some flares off the end of the bat, some balls off the handle that were sent the opposite way, some good pitching, some bad pitching, some innings where you're going, all right, this is going to be a dynamite rest of the game. And then the following inning, whoever was on the mound, whether it was Hartman, whether it was Edwards, comes out and walks 2 or 3 guys. So we saw a little bit of everything, a little more up and down than I think a lot of people may have expected for this game, especially on the part of Martinsburg. I don't think anybody would have expected 12 hits and 6 runs given up for Caleb Edwards, who was the ace for this staff this year. But overall, heck of a baseball game and a great way to start the postseason.
The difference in this game, Matt, the 6th inning where the first 2 batters were retired, the 9-1 hitters, and then Baden Hartman able to bloop a single out into shallow center field, and Blake Hartman on the very first pitch of the at-bat that he sees, he hits a 2-run home run about 350 into that alley out in the left center field. He hit it about 355 feet. Landon Sifford, the left fielder, just simply ran out of room, and that 2-run shot is the difference as that put Musselman out in front 6-4, and they hold on for the 6-5 win.
Yeah, again, heck of a game. It should be a fun tournament if they're all going to be like this.
Well, let's give you some numbers and wrap up our broadcast. We will tell you what is coming next on our airwaves, as well as set up what is coming next in this sectional tournament. There is a game tonight. We won't be able to bring it to you here. We'll explain that a little bit as we come back as well. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. Our final in this one, it was Musselman 6 and Martinsburg 5.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
Time on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon at P.O. Faulkner Park, wrapping up our postgame as we look at the numbers from this one. Caleb Edwards, the tough luck loser for Martinsburg, allowed 6 runs on 12 hits in 7 innings. He struck out 3 and walked 3, finished with 103 pitches, 69 for strikes. So just 7 pitches short of what would have been the mandatory amount that he would have been allowed during this ball game. Meanwhile, Blake Hartman, a no decision in the start for Musselman, but did his job, giving his team a chance as he left in a tie game at 4. He allowed 4 runs on 5 hits in 4 innings, struck out 5 and walked 2. Trevor Bohr gets the win in relief, gave up just a run on 3 hits in 3 solid innings. He walked 3 and struck out 1. Matt, when you look at some of the offensive numbers for Musselman, they got hitting up and down the order, as you mentioned earlier, 12 hits in this one.
Yeah, they did. 2 hits in the top of the order for Kyle Lohr, a RBI and 2 hits for Baden Hartman, a 2-run home run for a 2-hit day for Blake Hartman, an infield single for Jacob Miller. You move down to the bottom of the order, and I think one of the guys you have to be surprised at for this one is Sam Simpson. Came in with just 8 hits on the season and 45 at-bats, a 178 hitter. He ended up getting on base 3 times, all with singles, and sprayed the ball all over the ballpark, going left field, going center field, going right field, and he had a heck of a game helping out in the bottom of that order, and Trevor Bohr finishing with a hit at the bottom of the order as well.
Yeah, for Martinsburg, not bad. 8 hits to produce their 5 runs. The issue was trying to string enough of those together. The 4 runs in that 4th inning, the 1 run in the 7th inning, but left some guys on in some other innings, had some chances.
Yeah, Jack Reisenweber, a hit and a walk, also scored a run, scored the 1 run in the 7th inning. Isaiah Morris, a RBI single, a big RBI single at the time, but proves to just get Martinsburg back to within 1 rather than losing by 2. Going down the list, Caleb Edwards, a couple of walks and a single. He'll go 1 for 2 officially on the day with a run scored. Jake Zittel, 2 singles and a run scored along with a walk that was an intentional walk to load the bases in the 7th inning. A walk and a single for Michael Lupus. He came around to score a run. A RBI single for Shine Knotts and a 2 RBI double for Hudson Clement.
Final totals look like this. Musselman scored 6 runs on 12 hits, no errors, 9 left, 5 in scoring position. Martinsburg 5 runs on 8 hits with no errors, 7 left and 4 in scoring position. Bohr 3-0 with the win. Edwards falls to 5-1 with a loss. Time of the game 1 hour 57 minutes. Martinsburg is now 18-7. Musselman improves to 11-14. Coming up tonight on Talk Radio WRNR, we'll have regular programming, which will be Washington Nationals baseball. They are in need of a win as they are in Atlanta to face the Braves after dropping the opener of that one yesterday. But on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, we'll be bringing you the graduation from Martinsburg High School. It's an outdoor graduation that will take place at the football facility at Coburn Field, and we'll be on the air right around 7 o'clock for that. For that reason, we will not be able to bring you the other sectional opener tonight, and that one has the top seed Hedgesville hosting the 4 seed in Spring Mills. And Matt, we now know that the winner of that game tonight will get a chance to face Musselman, while the loser tonight will face Martinsburg. And whichever game Spring Mills is in, it'll be a 12 noon game tomorrow because their graduation is tomorrow night. So we don't know exactly where we'll be on the air, but we know we'll be back on the air tomorrow again at about 11:40.
And all signs would point to we'll be right back here tomorrow at noon. But again, it's the playoffs. There was a slight upset in this game, and you got to play it on the field. On paper, though, that would be a pretty big upset, I think, if Spring Mills is able to get that win. But again, we saw a very tight ball game between those two just last week, so anything can happen.
We'll see how that one plays out. Keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, and we'll bring you that information first thing tomorrow morning, beginning with our 6 a.m. morning programming. We can also let you know in girls softball action, it'll be, Musselman at Spring Mills tonight, as Hedgesville has already knocked off Martinsburg in the opener of that one, 13-0. And again, Martinsburg and Hedgesville will wait to see who and when and where they will play, as the sectional tournament will continue tomorrow as well. All right, that does it for us. Thank you for joining us for our coverage of high school baseball. Thank you to each of our sponsors for supporting that coverage. We say a thank you to both head coaches, Josh Hartman and Aaron Byler, providing information and interviews for our broadcast. Say thanks as well to Colin McLaughlin, who is back at the studio engineering this one, Sherry Dieter Davis, our on-site producer, and Donald Kinney running our TV 10 camera today. For Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, reminding you the final in this one, it is Musselman 6 and Martinsburg 5. Until tomorrow, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.